Today we're gonna get a little bit more hyper focused.
Okay.
So we're gonna go through our Somali relationships.
Jeez.
It's a little-
This is gonna be fun.
This one's hitting home. This one's hitting home. So
And you know it's good because like they don't like prep me for these questions, so you're getting like all raw footage, all
this is
content.
the real deal, man. I'm telling you.
It's just me, man. 100% raw.
That's why we need you here. Real rap raw, right?
Mm.
Okay, so the title of this says, "New wife is a bit too affectionate." Already. Okay.
That's all I dream for.
Wow.
That's all I ever want.
Niggas just want to be loved, man.
Niggas just want, okay. So, all right, so it starts off like this. Hi, I've been married for 4 months. We are both Somali and raised in Canada. However, my wife is very affectionate to the point that it is a bit suffocating. When I come home from work, she's at home and she runs over to me and gives me hugs and kisses. Then a lot of the time she'll want to sit on my lap while I eat dinner and feed me my dinner as well. Then after that, she'll want to cuddle if we watch Netflix/TV and cuddle until we go to sleep. She also tells me she loves me at least 5 times a day. She's very sweet, don't get me wrong, but all this affection is not something I'm used to. It can be a bit much sometimes, and it almost comes off as childish. The other day she asked me if she could rest her head on my lap and if I could give her a head massage. It felt nice that she'd bend down and tried to be affectionate for me, but she continuously tried to kiss me all over my face, and that's when I got up because it was way too much. She looked a bit hurt, which I felt bad about. How do I tell her to tone down her feelings without hurting her feelings? All right, bro.
You want to go first, John? Or yeah, go ahead.
So let me tell you something. This man has everything any guy ever wanted, fam.
Right?
Like this is every characteristic that you're looking for in a partner, and he is in his own way pushing her away. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, but at the same time, I kind of get where he's coming from. I want to emphasize. I want to talk on his perspective first. I don't think a lot of Somali men or boys, when we're growing up, we're not shown that affection. You know, like we don't know how to accept love. It's very awkward. Like even for me personally, to this day, I started hugging my pops like a couple years ago. It was very.
That's a wild sentence, by the way.
It was very
This
abnormal.
nigga, you're anti-hug?
Like I like getting.
What is he's anti-hug? He's just like maybe not used to hugging his
It was
father.
just
Like I thought it's such a weird thing in my opinion to accept love from certain people in your life. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I get where he's coming from, but at the same time, this is somebody who you share a life with. This is your life partner.
Right.
So if you can't share love with this person, who can you really share it with? You know?
Mm-hmm.
And to be honest, fam, that's everything I'm looking for. You know, check mark,
That's you, eh?
check everything's perfect. You know?
That's you, eh? Yeah.
What do you guys think?
No, 100,000% I agree with your sentiment. What you're thinking is going, because in all essence, he's being shown an exorbitant amount of love, and that's kind of a little too much for him, he's saying.
Yeah.
I think this guy needs to understand his blessing, you know, like say alhamdulillah, take a step back and realize that a lot of people would love to be in the position that he's in. However, there's like a psychological aspect to this where he needs to at least understand why he's naturally pushing away the love he's getting from his wife, right?
Uh-huh.
I think a lot of it has to do with what you're saying in the Somali community. When we're being raised as young men, there's not much love and affection that we see from our family in terms of men and women. So it's tough for us to understand physical, emotional, those types of connections with a woman, right? So those trials and errors we go through as young men, and then which lead us into being a stable enough husband to have a fluid marriage. But in this case, I don't think that this brother really had that upbringing or that knowledge coming into this relationship, and now he's kind of hit a brick wall. You know, he's rejecting the love from his wife, right? So I think first he needs to have a conversation with his wife, right? Let her know that
to relax,
not to relax, but let her know that he's still uncomfortable with some of the things that she's doing and showing her love with, right? And at least assure her that he's trying to get better or move or grow past this. You know, this is not we're not gonna be here forever, type of thing.
Yeah.
You know, if you can communicate that with her, then I think that their marriage can last and can go further. But the fact that he's bottling it all up is the part that's not sticking with me.
Yeah.
So,
what do you think, brother?
obviously I'm not as erudite and as expressive as my brothers here. The guy's a bitch. Let's just call a spade a spade.
He's calling it.
Let's call a spade a
That
spade.
got right to the point.
Right to it,
Listen, you're a bitch, bro. Let me tell you why you're a bitch. You know what I'm saying?
Tell him.
I'm kidding. But let me tell you why you're a subpar human being. The fact that if you're gonna express this to the girl, don't call her childish. Don't say that what she's doing is childish, because that's a one-way ticket to someplace you don't want to go.
Right.
I understand, like Jama said, like Slim said, we're not used to that in our community. Although we're not like so stifled from love. Like we understand the concept.
Right.
Especially like as men, we understand the concept,
There's
right?
still a sense of common sense there, right? You know?
I would just say like, it's messed up to say, but like, I don't know if certain guys grow out of certain habits. I don't know. I wouldn't really know, right? One of my homies, he's not super affectionate. He's a married man now, and he has a daughter. And he's still relatively himself.
Yeah.
Although he might just be putting on the front for the guys. I don't know, but
Could be.
Probably.
maybe,
I'm telling you right now, he's a different guy. at home.
Behind closed doors?
That nigga probably cuddling at home.
You real.
You bitch ass nigga. And you know I'm talking to you.
Yep.
When he watches this episode,
Don't
he knows
hide
I'm
from
talking
this,
to him.
man. Don't hide from
Bitch ass nigga. But a lot of guys, I think, don't like outgrow certain things. A lot of guys don't like get that home training, right?
Mhm.
So for this guy, John already said it. You have something that a lot of people would, quite frankly, kill for.
100%.
Like, a lot of niggas wish they could come home to a girl who wants to be around them and wants to be, all up on them or whatever. Like, a lot of guys go home to nothing.
Facts.
A lot of guys go home to like wives who don't particularly care, or even if they do care, they don't show it like that. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna lie, I'm a lover, not a fighter. So I'm like,
Tell how it is.
I'm beyond ready to be smothered when I get. I'm ready. If she's not on my body, I don't want her. If she's not on my body,
Hey, my guy wants somebody to stick on him like a mosquito.
wallahi, listen. There was a time years ago.
Yeah.
There was a time years ago when we started doing the pod. Somebody was like, I love Nice so much. They wrote in the Curious Cat. They're like, I love Nice so much. I want to wear him like a bodysuit.
Whoa.
And that scared me at the time. Like, what kind of jigsaw freakiness are you? What?
Right?
Yeah.
You know, wear me like a bodysuit. What?
That's
You
a little.
changed your mind about that though?
I want it now.
Oh, no.
I'm all for it now. I'm all for it now.
My guy had 4 years to think about it.
I had time to think about it now. I had time.
He said, I think I'd make a nice body.
I would make a great bodysuit. Are you crazy? My complexion? You know my body. I'm outside. Like.
Giving people ideas out there, man.
Oh man. But no, just listen, bro. Like, if you're gonna address this to the girl, number one, change your approach. Because obviously, I know you're not gonna talk like if this is a real situation, mind you.
Fair enough.
Because we don't know. There are a lot of people just be capping on Reddit for karma, right?
Yeah.
There'd be
Yep. Karma farming.
karma farming.
Karma farming.
Fuck you.
Get out of here.
Karma's not even allowed in the Dean, you coward.
Facts. Get out of here.
Coward. But if it's real, listen, just change your approach. And like Slim was saying, like, there are some people who like they'll tell them, hey, I'll try and get accustomed to this. It doesn't sound like it from the context of the conversation though.
Yeah, it sounds like
It doesn't sound like it sounds like he's trying to get her to stop, period.
Right.
Yeah.
And if you're doing that, bro, I'm not gonna lie, you're headed towards a nasty place called
Facts.
divorce.
Facts.
No.
That's where you're going.
Facts.
But I don't understand why he doesn't see the benefits in this. It's like, to your point, coming home to such a warm environment after, let's say, you worked 8-hour shift, isn't that something that you'd want to be blessed by?
Right?
Like,
Facts.
wouldn't that be something that you want to be welcome to? Like,
I was looking at the top comment of this post, man, and the comment said, "Oh, help me, my Ferrari is too red." Like, my nigga, like, what the fuck are you complaining about here, bro?
He's suffering from his success. man.
Suffering
Yeah.
from success.
Yeah.
It's
Literally.
like, okay,
Yeah.
what else you gonna tell me? You gonna tell me you have a beautiful car too? Beautiful.
Let me
home?
let me find out you got bare bread. Let me find out,
Facts,
you know what I mean?
yo.
Let me find out she's a stallion.
Facts,
Let me
yo.
find out.
That is
Let me
crazy.
find out he's at home and refusing a 5'10" stallion. I'll kill you.
Unreal,
I'll kill you.
brother.
I'll kill you.
Fix up, man. Get your act together.
Go
bro.
get your shit
But
together.
you know what I was thinking? Let me throw you guys a question though. If somebody, okay, like let's put us into the perspective, right? If we did go,
I was assuming, by the way, sorry, I was assuming that he was a street nigga, maybe.
I think he's a normal guy.
No, cause like my brother Mac Mittens, like he used to be with the shits, right?
Okay,
Mm.
he's
And like,
no?
no, he's a
I'll tell you
great
right now,
guy.
he's cuddling at home with whoever he's.
And I'm sure he is.
I'm telling you.
Fam, listen, that guy had a hard life. Yo, Mac Mittens, I love you, brother. I'm sure for a fact he's at home.
He changed. Why do you
Bro,
think he got married?
I'm telling you, the guy's a new guy.
Yeah,
And
man.
I'm a firm believer, like the women in his life have made that happen.
Wow.
But go ahead, you're saying.
What I was saying is, let me throw you guys a question. Let's say you guys went the route of, because in our religion, it's not really that great to date, right?
Yeah, it's not
You know what I
really.
mean?
Yeah, it's not really
So
a
let's
thing.
say this guy took that route and he was like, and this was his first welcoming to a relationship and ended up in a marriage, right? So if this is your first introduction to what a marriage is, you're kind of inexperienced in the art of showing love or receiving love, you know? So is it really wrong for him to see this as bizarre when he's never received it like this before, you know?
Well, that's when I feel like that's when kind of common sense comes into play, right? Like there should be a realization for this guy at some point. Maybe it's not right now, where he's thinking, "Why am I rejecting this?" You know?
Did he say his age in the post?
Yeah, I think so.
I
think he was
believe he
24?
did. No, no age. Sorry.
Oh, no age?
No.
I'm thinking, yo, if he's below 25, it's like,
He's been married for 4 months,
Yeah.
raised in Canada, Somali.
Okay, so
We probably know this guy.
you probably know this guy. Hey, if it's who I'm thinking of,
Yo,
you're a goof.
lie.
No, but it's like, what if that was you guys? Do you think it's something? Do you think love is something that just magically you have the experience for right off the bat, or is it something that you have to? It's like an ability where you have to train for it. You know, you have to be comfortable with receiving it, or do you think it's something where, since we watch so much stuff like rom-coms or like so much shows or
A lot of media that has
yeah,
romance.
do you think it's
in
just
it.
something that naturally comes to us?
I think people can be swayed in a negative way based off what they see in terms of like entertainment.
Yeah.
But at the same time, too, like you got to know, like just looking on the streets when you see a couple like being affectionate, holding hands and stuff like that, that's what signifies that they're together.
Of
You
course,
know,
of course, yeah.
like there's visual things that you can see. You know, there's things that you hear people say to each other. Like there's cues that will show you in society that people love each other.
Of course.
Right. So I think it's one thing to pick up on those things, but it also takes a level of like maturity, I guess, to understand that a woman has needs and a man has needs.
Yeah.
And there's different forms of what are they called? Love languages.
Yeah.
Right. So I think that takes practice. Nobody's just born knowing that. But at the same time, too, it's always best to understand that there's a learning curve for everything. You know, if that's understood, then I think you can flourish. But if you're just very stubborn and, you know, not very open minded about relationships in general, if this is his first relationship through an arranged marriage, let's say, for example, then I think he needs to understand that he doesn't have any experience coming into this and it's going to take work.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think that he's there yet. So just based off of this post, you know, like you're saying, like calling it childish means to me that you're
childish.
you're headed down divorce path, you know?
And he's childish too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Just that way of thinking, and even posting it on Reddit, you know, and not having a conversation with your spouse is weird. So fix up, brother.
Just pull up your socks, man. At the end of the day, what you're you know, showing disgust or hesitation towards, the next man will gobble that up, bro.
Facts, bro. And then where are you gonna be?
The next man will snatch that from you, or wallahi, from your hands.
You're gonna regret it so badly when she leaves you too.
And it might be me.
Be careful.
Let's
Be real, man.
It could be any of the dogs right here. It could be any of the dogs right here.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. Listen, real talk though. Just get yourself, you know, situated. Talk to her. Have a conversation. Be an adult about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, like, just be ready for whatever could come, because that conversation could go 1,000,001 ways. You have to be ready however it goes.
Yeah.
Facts.
Agreed.
Facts. And I guess we'll leave it at that. Any last remarks?
Good luck, brother.
Yeah, bro. Suffering from wish that was me.
Suffering from success.
Suffering.
Hanoun.
Alive.
Hanoun.
It's all good. He'll figure it out though.
There's another nigga that's gonna make that LeBron post. I can't believe this is my life.
Literally, I can't believe this is my
I
life.
can't believe this is my life. And he's sitting there watching it like, ah.
But you know, that's a villain story too. Like,
It is.
That's a villain
It's
story.
a
Like,
villain
a man's gonna
arc.
snatch up his wife. That guy's gonna become either an incel or a criminal.
Facts.
One
He's
of the
not there
other.
already, right? Somebody check that guy's phone, man.
I mean, he sounds like a bit of an incel. He sounds like
A little bit of a
Find that guy's
gerb.
profile.
real red pill.
Fact.
Real red pill.
I can't express dominance.
Yeah, I'm dead.
Those are the Andrew Tate followers, you know.
Facts.
Subscribe.
Facts.
Okay, we have another Somali relationships story here. This is more of a question, I would say, but I'm interested in hearing this. The title of this says "Low Self-Esteem Somalis." We all know Somalis are very proud, some in a good way, some in a bad way. That's why it's so hard to talk about having low self-esteem, because the people around me are either very good at hiding their insecurity or truly don't seem to have any. At least it's not something that stops them from moving forward in life. My insecurity has stopped me from so many opportunities, and I'm trying to work on it. I can't imagine myself getting married in this mental state, even if I worked on all the physical things that I don't like about myself, because I don't like myself on the inside either. Anyone who struggles with this, please help me. So this is a Somali person that's asking for advice on self-esteem, but is also conflicted about the high level of confidence in the Somali community from a person-to-person basis. So
I think everybody suffers from insecurity. I'll keep it a buck. Like, even the most strongest of individuals that you know has something that they're not so confident about. You know,
facts.
I'll tell you about myself. Like, growing up, I was the fat guy. Like, and then up until like
You were a chubby kid. Don't
Nah,
do
nah,
that.
nah, nah,
Don't do
you
that.
remember, you
Don't
saw-
appropriate my struggle. Fuck off.
He said,
Yo,
"Don't
you were there
appropriate
for
my
me, bro.
struggle."
You knew,
Don't appropriate my struggle, John.
Nah,
Fuck
nah.
off. I seen you. You and me know each other. You and me know each other. Don't do that.
I was large and in charge, bro. I was
Large and in charge. Yeah, round of applause for that one, man.
Listen. He grew out that beard. I think that saved his life.
That changed everything.
My boy's always been handsome. My boy's always been handsome, though. He's always been
But
handsome.
fam, it like up until alhamdulillah puberty, where I naturally lost a little bit of weight, and then I went to the gym, and then I got more confident in my body. Like, even now, I still get flashbacks of like not feeling confident about myself, even though I'm not even that kid anymore. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like there's just like in my head, there's like so much trauma from back in the day that it still kind of relates to who I am today, even though it doesn't really, it's not me anymore, right? So I get where he's coming from, where even though I put on this facade of like, yo, I'm confident, I'm strong, nothing bothers me, in the head I'm still kind of suffering, even though fam, I could go swimming, take off my shirt, like nobody would say anything, right? But in my head I still see that chubby little kid, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's something I probably have to work on myself, but it's like I understand where he's coming from, where people try to like conceal what they're scared to show outside, you know? But to that point, I think it's natural. Like, no, everybody's dealing with their own demons without knowing, you know? And I to the point, I don't think it's a Somali thing. I think it's a human being thing.
Definitely.
Not everybody's confident in every component of their lives, you know?
Right.
It's your ability to be understand what you have to work on and just be able to work towards that. You know what I mean? That's how I think, at least.
100,000.
What do you guys think?
I guess for me, you know, there was a time, very long time ago, where I felt like those things would have held me back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think for me, whatever things I am insecure about, and I don't have many, alhamdulillah, I don't have many, but whatever things I am insecure about, I remind myself, hey, listen, if I ever think something negative about myself, I say to myself, who told you that?
Yeah.
Voila. And that's one of what I would advise this person. If you think you're, you know, not, you know, pretty or you're not handsome, because I don't know if it's a boy or a girl. I mean, girls can be handsome, right?
I don't think so.
No?
No.
So why can niggas be beautiful but girls can't be handsome?
That's a great point.
You know what?
That's a great point.
We'll spin the block on it. But if you don't think you're attractive, or you don't think you're funny, or you don't think you're cool, who told you that?
You're saying it's your surroundings.
Yeah, who told you that? Because
your environment is telling you what you think.
you'll find out a lot of times people think things about themselves and nobody have ever told them.
Right.
Nobody's ever verbalized that to them.
Right.
Never thought
So then you're saying to yourself, you're like, fuck, I told myself that.
Right.
You know? Somebody said to me once, they said, nice, have you ever heard of shadow boxing? He's like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, I've heard of shadow boxing. He's like, that shadow that you're boxing is like your sort of your negative thoughts, whatever, right? So he's like, do you want to be a nigga who just shadow boxes his whole life, or do you want to make that shadow tap?
Okay, bars, bro.
Do you want to make the shadow tap? I said, yeah, I'll make the fucking shadow tap. You better believe I'll make it tap. And he's like, then yo, you gotta kill that insecurity.
Right.
So every time I feel that, I make the shadow tap.
Okay.
Well, I put.
So you're saying, are you your biggest critic?
But I'm also my biggest supporter.
Okay.
Well, interesting that you brought up that person that told you about the shadow boxing metaphor, right? Because I feel like in the Somali community, since this is a Somali person, I'm assuming too.
Yeah, this was a Somali person who said it to me too.
Right.
Yes.
So I think in some ways too, the Somali community itself can influence you or can build your confidence in a sense. And I'll give you guys an example. Like when I was a kid, very AITA, very small, very like, you know, miskeen looking, innocent, right? So I was always just thought of as like an afterthought in a sense, right? But I had a big personality, I like to think, right? And it wasn't until like I got to like maybe like preteen, like 12, 13 years old, that I started asserting my own personality. But I always kept hearing the phrase growing up, nin rug batai, you know? And a lot of people in my life would tell me that. My dad, my uncles, you know, just men around me and stuff like that. Nin rug batai, you know? And that helped shape my confidence too. It made me a little bit more understanding of who I am.
You're a man.
Yeah, you're a man, you know, like in the direct translation is you're a man, you know? So in that sense, it helped me kind of understand myself a little bit better and stop putting myself towards like the back of the room, more in front of the room. But those words always were constantly in my head, you know, like Nimrok Bata, you know, and I was always the oldest brother of the family, so I always had to be looked at for certain things too. So like those things kind of shape you. Those influences in the Somali community kind of shape you because you know you have a defined role, you have a defined characteristic trait that they want you to be a part of or be like, and that kind of helps mold you. Could be bad, could be good, but depending on who your environment is, which is a really great point that you made, it can make or break you, right? So I think this person's just missing some support system.
Yeah.
And they're kind of being a little bit too hard on themselves. But yeah, I mean, just try and think of yourself. I'm a glass half full type of person, you know? I like to think of myself as an in progress person, you know? I'm always going to be in progress. I've dealt with a lot of things, covered a lot of ground in my life. I've made a lot for myself in the time that I've lived, but there's still a lot of room to grow, you know? So I like to think about it like that in that sense. So I would advise this person to kind of look at life in a different lens for once, you know, try to be in the third person perspective if they can. But they need a better support system. That's first and foremost, you know, they need to lean on people to understand that they're one way and can be another way.
Yeah.
You know, it's not going to happen overnight, but everybody's a work in progress.
Yeah. I always feel random, but I also do think Somali people are some of the most supportive people.
Extremely, yeah.
However, it's like
to a detriment almost.
It's like two sides of a coin. It's like
we talked about this in our episode. Remember?
Yeah.
Like, we talked about this.
Like Somali people are some of the most supportive people. At the same time, can be one of the most destructive community.
Yeah.
Where they can like lift you up and I love this aspect of our community where they lift you up, they support each other, but then at the same time, if you do mess up or there is an error in your ways, they're the first community to bring you down. You know, it's like there's no mistakes allowed. And I'm not sure what this guy went through, but it's kind of hard to mess up in front of people who will never forget. You know,
Interesting.
Like
point.
I still have people who remember stuff from 10 years ago that I did. I'm like, yeah, bro, I'm a grown ass man now.
You're bringing that up now?
Yeah, like
That's wild.
You know what I mean? But I'm not to say that our community is bad, but I'm just saying it's always good to remember where you come from and know to keep certain people at bay. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's just what I think.
And to sort of horseback off that point, I think, you know, I relate to your story where it's like, you know, I've been a fat boy my whole life, you know. Yeah. I was a late bloomer, you know, I was a late bloomer, man. You know, my voice changed late. I got the height late. Everything that I needed.
The height late?
I got the height late.
I don't remember. I feel like you were tall, but
bro,
I didn't know you in high school. So how tall were you throughout high school?
Bro, when I started high school, when I started the 9th grade, I was 5'6". When I started grade 9.
Dang, man.
I don't remember that.
Right?
Dang.
I was like 5'7" when I started.
I'm a batic, bro. Look at you.
Well, you know, I hit it like 16, but my voice changed at like 17. So
wow.
Everything I needed to be successful didn't come to me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like and like you said, there are people who hold you to who you were 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Like I know I run into people from high school and they'll be like, oh my God, nice. Look at you. Da, da, da. Or, you know, they'll bring up stupid things that you did. And I'm like, yo, I'm a fucking guy now. Talk to me with respect. Like,
guy, nigga.
I'm outside. You know who the fuck I am?
That's true, though.
This neighborhood nice, you heathen. You're going to talk to me with some fucking respect.
Come on, man.
But to this person, you know, guy or girl, doesn't matter what you are. The only thing that I can guide you on and that I can help you with is I can tell you what I did. And maybe it'll work for you because it worked for me. You got to lie. A lot.
Okay.
Like, what type of lie?
Talk about it.
Like, you got to convince yourself you're the baddest thing on two legs.
Delusion wins, man. Let's be real.
Wallahi. There's no greater witness than God. Wallahi. At a young age, I think I was like 17 at the time. At a young age, I said, yo, from this day forward, niggas are going to talk to me with some fucking respect or you're not going to talk to me at all. 17
when you became a guy?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, shit.
I mean, not in a great way, but like,
yeah, okay.
I did a lot of things in between that. But I decided from that day, I would look myself in the mirror and say, yo, you're the fucking man.
Okay.
And I'll tell myself that every day.
So it's kind of like confidence that you put in yourself.
Yeah, and I told myself stuff about myself that to this day I believe. Even though I know it's not true, but I believe it.
Fair enough.
Like, I tell myself that I'm God's gift to earth. Now, you're going to build yourself up to a very high level. And eventually your common sense will sort of level you out, but it'll leave you at a base like above it what you were. Like, think of it in like working out terms, right? Like you're going to build muscle, you're going to build like a base for yourself, but then you're going to pass what your base was before, right?
Right.
You're basically just upping the ante every time, right? So for this person, start lying to yourself about small things.
100%.
Okay.
If you're wearing a fit and you really got that shit on, you'd be like, yo, wallahi, nobody could wear this better
Look
than
at
me.
this drip. You kidding me?
What? What? Like, and it starts with small things.
100%. Yeah.
Like my mom even told me, she's like, I noticed the change in you when you would come out and like you're wearing like the Dusty's fit and you're like, it's me.
Yeah.
This that fit right here.
I got yo, listen. Let me tell you what I had on.
Go ahead.
I had on the sweatpants with the open leg. Not the tapered leg, the open leg.
Ooh,
The fucking bell bottoms.
the big wide open.
Yeah, them wide joints.
Yeah, okay.
Gotcha.
I had the bell bottoms on. Well, I had my toes out and some sandals.
Sheesh.
Mind you, my toes are beat.
Yeah,
They're just ugly. They're just ugly toes.
That's some real good like
they look,
Canada
they look,
energy.
they look like little kielbasa's. They're so beat.
Yep.
All right.
And while I was wearing my wife blesser.
Okay.
Wife bless her.
Yeah.
Yo, I got a round of applause for that one, man.
Hey, appreciate
Wife
it.
bless her?
Hey, listen, hey. Never
We're in a new era. We're in a new era.
never leave home without it,
We're in a
baby.
new era, man.
Never leave home without it. 2024 beating women is crazy.
Come on, man.
Women fight back, bro. It's crazy. It's crazy, bro.
Shout out Iman Khalid.
Oh my god. Shout out to you.
Shout out Iman Khalid. Shout out, man.
But I was wearing that and my hair was like mosh up, right?
Yeah.
And my mom's saying to me, Nice, what the fuck are you doing?
Mhm.
And I said, what am I not doing?
What am I not
What
doing?
am I not
a
doing?
bar, yo. This guy's full of
Bro,
bars.
I was 18 years old. What the This
Stop.
lady would have slapped the taste out of my mouth. Who was I?
Facts.
But in my heart, I believed it, even though it was not warranted.
Mm-hmm.
So my advice to you, brother or sister, just start convincing yourself that you are God's gift to earth. I promise you. Give it 6 months. Give it 6 months. Niggas say 21 days to form a habit. That's cap. Give yourself 6 months in the lab.
In the lab, wow.
Wallah, in the lab is really your bathroom mirror. Just give me 6 months in the lab.
Yeah, man.
Look yourself, say, I'm the fucking man
Yeah.
or woman.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the fucking truth.
No cap, bro. I'm not gonna lie, man. That's actually some real spit there, because like the positive affirmations will really, like, living through your own delusions will help you in life. You know what I mean?
Because again, if you tell yourself these things, even like if you lie to yourself, eventually the lies become the truth.
Facts.
Like in my head, I believed that was the truth. So what did I do? I went on and became the truth. That's what I did. Like, you know what I mean? And everything that comes with that. But granted, you're gonna stumble a bit because you know what? You're gonna hit a level where you're like, oh my God, there's nobody sicker than me. You're gonna be like on your real moolah,
Yeah.
you know, your
It's
real
gonna
moolah
get
the first
real
shit.
big, yo.
You know, you're gonna be a real moolah the first. You can't fucking face me.
You can't face me.
Miserable.
What's that guy's
Pissed.
name? The
Moolah the first,
yeah.
yeah.
Moolah first. God damn,
You
bro.
can't face me.
You're gonna be out there buying
Miserable.
Wendy's menus and shit.
Have to go pack a jam and butter sandwich.
Stop, man.
Bum.
Stop.
But you're gonna hit a level of confidence where you have to know how to taper it back.
Mhm.
But I promise you, once you get there, wallahi, nobody can knock you off that throne. Wallahi.
This might be
Wallahi.
another villain arc happening right now. We're 2 for 2, guys. We're building villains today. We're building villains today.
No. I want you to believe in what you've got,
Mhm.
whatever it is. Like, yo, you don't have to be the tallest person. You don't have to be the best looking person, the smartest, the most. You don't have to be any of that. As long as you stay true to who you are, everything else will fall into place. Wallahi. And I know it sounds like a cliche, but wallahi, it's the truth. I
No
promise you that.
100,000. I 100% agree with that, man. Really.
I'm living proof of it. I'm living proof of it.
The guy, bro. He's the guy, man.
You know,
The
listen.
guy, the guy
there-
from 17.
There are a lot of people, you know, who never, I wouldn't say never believed, but a lot of people who never gave me my due. I'm not saying that you owe me anything, but like, yo, now when you see me, you gotta bend the fucking knee when you see me now.
Look at me now.
I mean, yeah, you gotta bend the fucking knee when you see me now.
Look at me now.
It's the king of the West, bitch. You better bend the fucking knee,
I
you know?
feel
But all jokes aside, just tell yourself these things. Tell yourself these things. And of course, you know, pray. You know what I mean? Keep your forehead to the ground. Be humble where you need to be.
Mhm.
When you're in front of your Lord, you're not a guy. You're a slave. Remember
Yeah.
that.
Let's be real.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And then when you rise again, you ask Allah to help you strengthen that resolve and those ideals. And you know what I mean? You know what's funny? Somebody was pointing this out to me. I feel like I've been yapping all day.
No,
No,
go
go
ahead,
ahead,
go
no.
ahead.
Somebody was pointing out to me. They said, yo, you know the theme song for the Boondocks is just a list of affirmations.
I understand.
I am the stone the builder refused. I am the visual. The inspiration that made ladies sing the
Took
blues.
that in.
I am the spark that makes your idea bright. The same spark that lights the dark
Wow.
so that you can. I am the ballad in your box, the bullet in the gun, the inner glow to let you know to call your brother son. It's all affirmations,
Mm.
right? Now, Muslims, we have a kind of like a sticky relationship with that because like Muslims will tell you can't really affirm something because, you know, you're not God, which is true. Like, there's no attribute you can apply to yourself that God didn't already really give you. You know what I mean?
That's true. Yeah.
But I believe you have the potential to like do a lot of different things. You know what I mean? If you tell yourself I'm the stone to build your future, first of all, that's a Bible verse. If you're Muslim, don't be saying that. That's crazy.
What's going on?
It's something in the Bible. don't be telling other Muslims you're the stone to build your future. That's crazy.
Keep that one out. No.
But you know, if you tell, like in my Instagram bio at Nice Meets World, it literally says I am the spark that makes your idea bright. And you know, this summer I've been teaching kids ESL, right? I've been teaching kids overseas kids, right? You seen I was giving them the real cheese moving silence like lasagna.
Yeah, the quote of the day. I saw every day.
Well, listen, I'm a fucking guy.
Nah, man.
Listen, the kids
I
on the chalkboard too. Is
I give them. We're gonna talk about it, but I've been teaching these kids all summer, right?
Yeah.
And one of my kids, you know, I told her, you know, it was our last day of camp, and she was really sad. And I gave her my bucket hat. Now, if you guys know, like bucket hats are my thing, right?
It's a trademark.
Yeah, it's one of my trademarks, right? So I gave her one of my favorite ones, right? I said, yo, listen, keep this. I said, every good idea I've ever had, I was wearing this hat.
Wow.
So I said, you're going to wear this hat. You know what I mean? And it's going to be the spark that makes your idea bright.
That's powerful, man.
And yo, it's like something clicked in her brain. She got it. You know, she's like, thank you.
Wow.
You know, and I said, yo, love.
Yeah, bro.
You know what I
mean? On a serious note, I really wish there was more people like you in the community when we were younger.
When I went to camp,
we all could have used that. We all could have used that.
Imagine somebody actually was there to tell us that, you know, to give us that inspiration.
We could have used that for real. A lot of guys would have went down better paths if they had that little extra. Yeah, you know what I mean.
I'm happy that you are supporting the community in ways that we never had growing up. You know,
that's my pleasure.
Would you ever be a teacher?
Honestly, I might. I'd consider it. Absolutely.
You'd be an amazing teacher, man.
Bro,
what age range would be beneficial for you? Where do you think you'd thrive?
Well, I taught two different ages. I taught 10 to 14, and I taught 15 to 18. So I taught like the gamut of kids, right?
Yeah.
That's almost the whole demographic of kids, right?
Yeah.
But I would teach either one. It'd be fine. I feel like middle schoolers, they're at their goofiest stage because like they're changing and like their hormones are coming into play, and they're like borderline kid to teenagers. So they're like they're literally in the middle of the mix.
Transitionary period for sure.
And they need like that little extra, like somebody to grab them by the collar and say, relax.
Do better,
yeah,
right?
Settle down.
But no, man, I had so much fun with my kids this summer. I had so much fun with them.
Nah, man, I need to see you doing more work with the youth, man.
Bro, I would write like I'm teaching them English, so I would write rap lines for them on the board. Like every day, I'd write rap lines for them, and we talk about it. Now, obviously, they see it, and I'm look at me trying to be a fucking slick guy. I would write down the quote, and then I'll put the rapper's Govey on the bottom.
Oh, okay.
I would see that too.
Yeah, I put the rapper's Govey on the bottom. Listen, that real G's moving silence like lasagna line had him spinning, like Siakam spinning.
I saw the video, bro. They were like,
they're putting it together. They're like,
it was like an equation, dog. It was really an equation on the board.
It was like you know that meme where that white guy's sitting and the equation is flying in the background.
Yeah, all the numbers, right?
It's all dawning on them at once. And then it's funny because I said, you know what? I said, figure how do we flip it like this? I'd be like, real G's moving silence like baloney. And then they're like, oh, it's a silent G. These are ESL kids, but they're figuring it out. They're so smart.
Yeah, man.
Because niggas are dumb. By the way, baloney has a G in it too.
Guys,
just in case you dummies didn't know.
Tap in.
Just in case. It's spelled Bologna. Just in case.
It always threw me off as a kid too, because I'd be like,
because Bologna, right?
Yeah.
It's cooked.
Yeah, man, it's like.
But no, I had so much fun just being around them, and I don't know, man. It's fucked up to say, but like I've been catching myself the last like couple of weeks because you ever watch School of Rock?
Yeah.
Of course.
So you know how like when Jack Black is like, your kids touched me, and I'm pretty sure I've touched them.
Yeah.
Obviously, you know what he meant.
Yeah.
But it's cooked, bro. I said that once by accident. I'm like, yo, man, these kids touched me.
Hold on.
Yo, you're not coming back next year?
You're like, hey. Whoa,
no, like, I got the sentence out and I was like,
yeah.
You had to check yourself.
I'm like, no, they touched my heart.
They
touched my heart. Because, yo, they're good kids, man.
No, that's amazing, man. I'm not going to lie.
I think every kid has the potential to, like, shine if you just,
give them the
polish.
Platform, right?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
Give them a little elbow grease, a little polish.
100%.
Up them out.
To that point, I just want to reiterate what you said. I think the brain is one of the strongest organs. If you reaffirm yourself and tell yourself something, to a certain point, you start to believe, even though it might not be true. Like
Good or bad.
Yeah, like I was it Muhammad Ali that was like, I was the greatest before I said I was.
Yeah.
So I've always kept that at like right here. Like that's what I need to tell myself, because there are people who are going to be smarter than me. There's going to be people who are more beautiful than I am. There's going to be people who are better than me in whatever field, right? But they're not me.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I like to reaffirm, similar to what you do every morning, talk to yourself when you were 17, all the way to 6 months.
No, I mean, bro, listen, I did it for like a year straight, and then after I just believed. You know
I did that too, real talk. Like, but I did it more like I was just talking to myself in terms of like my room when I was playing COD. You know, during the COD lobbies, I was like, "Yo, you're incredible, bro. You're
I'm
doing
the guy right now. Are you kidding me? Top of the ladder right now? What do you mean?
But I feel like you just need, because you're your own biggest critique, right?
Yeah.
If you tell yourself such, then you are that. However, if you tell yourself the opposite, then you'll become that as well. You know?
Can I ask you guys a question? And we'll round off this conversation. But do you think it's better to be too high on yourself or extremely low on yourself?
High.
Too high.
Too high.
Why?
I would rather be a narcissist than somebody who
Than a pessimist.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Interesting. The way when you put it like that, yeah, that makes a whole lot.
Bro, narcissism has hope built into it.
Yeah.
Well, hope is quite literally built into narcissism.
Mm-hmm.
Now, granted, it's not hope that's directed in the right place, but
yeah,
it's still hope.
It's a lot of selfishness involved, but I understand what you're saying. Being a pessimist will not only ruin the path in front of you, but everyone around you will kind of disassociate.
I also think there's an energy about it. You want to be around people who are good, who have good energy, who talk affirmative like thoughts, you know? Like things rub off on you. You are your closest 5 friends, right?
Yeah.
So if your 5th friend is somebody who is not the kindest to them, at a certain point that negative energy will rub off on you, right?
Interesting.
So that I like to surround myself with people who think that same way, you know? Compared to, like, I will never in my entire life talk down to myself. I may have messed up, I may have fucked up, you know, but I will never internalize that, because things happen, mistakes happen, errors happen.
Right.
I'm not defined by my lowest point. You know, I'm actually defined by how I get up from that. You know what I mean? So I like to consider myself to believe that I am better than I was yesterday, you know? Personally, for me, that's how I like to think.
What do you think, though? I'll finish it before we wrap it up. But what do you think?
I think, to be honest, like, it is easy. It's better to be more high on yourself.
Agreed.
So that, because I do agree with the sentiment that you are your biggest or your worst enemy, right? So if you're the ultimate low and you're not high, you're low on yourself to that point, it could be almost harmful to you physically, right? But if you're too high on yourself, I think that you'll hit a brick wall eventually, and at some point, life will tell you you're not that guy, you know, or you're not that woman. So, yeah, I think it's easier to be higher on yourself, but there should be a balance, man. That's the main point, is that there should be a balance. You know, the humbleness is
you know how I balance it out. Every positive thing I tell myself, I tell that same thing to other people. I'll go and tell myself, "You're the fucking guy." Then I'm gonna go see Jama. Well, you're a fucking guy. Go see Slim. Well, you're a fucking guy, and I mean it.
Yeah.
Like, that's how you sort of balance it out, so that it's not so much narcissism, it's more confidence expressed outwardly.
Right.
Because people will tell you there's a thin line between confidence, cockiness, narcissism. People never mention narcissism. They mention the first two, but like, you can be mad cocky, but then that can borderline into narcissism.
Yeah.
So I sort of try to alleviate that by, like, it's like spreading the pressure. Like, you're applying pressure everywhere.
Right.
You know, it's like an icy hot. It's spreading. You know what I mean?
Fair enough, yeah.
So you just try to spread that out forward. And, you know, for our person who asked the question, I know you didn't ask it to us, but I hope you see this. You know, we're already at 1,000 subscribers. So, you know,
bang,
we outside. You know what I mean? We outside. It's not your mom's podcast. We outside.
Come on, man. Big coffee.
But, you know, we outside.
Talk about it.
But hopefully you see this, and please internalize what the brothers are telling you, because we're living proof of it.
So, yeah, and if you have a story to share as well, let us know in the comments, man. We're gonna read that. We need to help these people out, man. People with identity issues, self-esteem issues. So tap in with us. Let us know what you think
in the comments. Message them on Instagram at Coffee Break Podcast. You know what I'm saying? Go check it out.
All right, let's move on.
You know, we have another question from Reddit, and the user, it's obviously in Somali relationships, but it more relates to, like, you know, family and upbringing and things like that. The question was, I am a married man with 2 children. I grew up in very poor conditions, and now that I'm a man of stature and status, I'm worried that my kids will grow up spoiled and selfish, and they won't have the right character to be successful in life. My wife thinks that I'm being overprotective or over analyzing the situation. But I think that being poor and growing up without much builds character, whereas being rich weakens character and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to present it to the brothers. What do you guys think? Because obviously, none of us come from money. So I mean,
we don't.
none of us come from money. So
Alhamdulillah, though,
none of us come from money. So
we did okay, alhamdulillah, but definitely not rich. I mean, it is an interesting conversation because I feel like that does build character, like you're saying, like having some sort of struggle in life growing up. However, I think forcing struggle is wrong, and it's almost a disservice to your kids, especially if you're not in that position. I think values should come with, like, you should be able to show your kids values based off of your actions, your mannerisms and things of that sort. You can't avoid your kids having a sense of entitlement, maybe, or like a sense of confidence or identity that's been given to them based off of their rate or how they were raised, because that environment is going to affect their upbringing no matter what you do. Right. However, I think in the sense of the Somali community, it's really great that we're all Muslim, because the deen will teach you the core values of being a good Muslim, being a good person. Those two kind of correlate together. So in that sense, I think it's not a good idea to kind of force struggle on your children. But at the same time too, it's important for them to realize that they are A, lucky to live the life they are, no matter what position they're in, and B, there are people that are doing worse than them, and that there are people that are doing better than them in life. So you shouldn't look at yourself in a certain way. But those things can be met with the deen, in my opinion.
No, I agree. I also think growing up in struggle is overrated. I talk to a lot of people and they're like, yo, man, I want my kids to be like strong. I want my kids to be it's still possible to have strong kids with a good work ethic, given great opportunities as a younger individual. So like for me personally, we were talking about this off camera. I want my kids to have a better childhood than I did, and I think we had a great childhood with the little that we had. you know but the difference is I want them to have opportunities that I wasn't presented with. I want them to have, like, if they want the route to go private schooling, I want them to give them the best education that they want. If they want to go to university afterwards, I want to support them in funding that. Like, a lot of people be like, oh, they struggle about, do you know how hard it is paying back 30,000 in OSAP? I don't want my kids to go through that.
That's true. It's true.
And growing up, I remember I was a little immature. I remember having friends that their parents paid for that, and I was like, "Yo, do you not know the struggle? That's not gonna make you. You don't know the value of education because your parents are paying it for you, right? You're just showing up. But in reality, that should be the case. Education should be based off of just going to school and getting your marks, compared to the fear of having to pay that back after the fact. So I say that because my for me personally, I want to give my kids the avenue to explore whatever opportunity that they want, and not be scared of any repercussions that they may have because they can't afford the opportunity, or they're not good enough for it. Like, whatever avenue that they want, I want to be the driver that takes them there. But at the same time, like, the argument of what if they're selfish, what if they're not strong enough, what if they're not X, Y, and Z. I think that's where parenting comes from. Your role as a parent is to teach your kid values and to show them how to be a solid human being. I think parenthood is from 0 to 18. It's a full-time job to make sure after 18 that kid can live on their own, or have the skill set they need to survive on their own. If after 18, or let's say I'm putting a limit on it, but after a certain age, if that kid is still reliant on you, I do think there's a level of, it may be harsh to say this, but a little bit of failure on the parent end for not raising that kid the way you want it to be, you know? So that's how I see it. I want my kid to have a better opportunity, and in that same breath, I will equip them with what they need in order to welcome these.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't want my kid to be selfish. Like, yes, you got this opportunity easier to some people, but I want you to know the struggle that those people had to go through to get to the same place. I want you to know that there's value and generational wealth that I'm giving to you, and know that you're not better than these people, but they just took a different path to get there. You know, that's how I see it, at least.
I think for me, I sort of teeter the line because a part of me thinks, hey, struggle more times than not builds character, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if being rich builds that same character. I wouldn't know. None of us would know, right?
Fair enough,
But from the rich people that we have seen, I don't think a lot of them have character.
Right.
I know people who have a lot of money and their character's kind of weak. You know what I mean? Does being broke always build character? No, but more times than not, it does.
Right.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Right? So I guess what I'm afraid of is that I'm going to have, hopefully I'll be in a successful position, inshallah. I'll be scared that, my kids not only won't appreciate the struggle that I came from, whatever struggle it was, because it wasn't perfect, but it also wasn't like, oh my God, we're going to die every single day. You know what I mean? There was still food on the table, you know what I mean?
Bro, we live.
Granted, the gear was a little bit whack, the gear was whack.
I kind of low-key missed those days, though.
Nah, I didn't have my first pair of Jordans till I was like 17.
Bro, I was.
Yeah, mine was 15.
20, bro.
Yeah, and they weren't even good. They weren't even good Jordans. They were like Jordan Fusion mixed with Air Force Ones.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, man, I had
Yeah, I'll send you guys a picture of it and we'll post it up.
Yeah, fair.
It's actually nasty, but do I think that? I don't know, man. It's
kind of conflicting, right?
It's so conflicting because you're thinking to yourself, "Yo, struggle built me."
It did, yeah. But there's different ways to come across the same equation. I think we're under this misconception that the only way to build character is to throw somebody in a fire.
Yeah.
I don't think it's that case. I think there's multiple ways to get the same result. You know what I mean?
Well, I guess for me, I just don't know the other way, right? I don't know what the other methods are, right? Like, imagine, like, there are kids right now who drive by areas that we live in, you know what I mean? And their parents grew up there and they'll be like, ew, this is the ghetto. And be like, nigga, if I don't put you through the fucking back, nigga, is you crazy?
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I don't want to drive by my ends, hopefully if I'm still in the city, but I don't want to drive by my ends and my stupid snotty nose shit in the back is like, ew, this place is nuts.
That's great.
Like, nigga, this place, what? Nigga, is you crazy? I never wanted to fold a 4-year-old in my life, but it's just, it's tough, man. It's tough. It's like, I don't know how being rich builds character. I haven't seen it in theory and I haven't seen it in practice. I don't know how it works.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, do I want my kids to grow up, in rougher areas? No, because that would be selfish of me.
Of course, yeah.
But it's like, how can I show them what it means to struggle without them? I don't think you can learn struggle without going through it.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? And to kind of piggyback on what you're saying, fam, like, it's a conflicting situation because in a sense, like, we always hear, like, pressure forms diamonds and, like, the best people...
Steel sharpens steel.
Right, yeah, the best people come out of the worst struggles, and stuff like that. That all is 100% granted, understood, right? But at the same time, too, I also think that there's little aspects of raising a child that can help benefit them in the long run. Like having a job at a certain age, getting your driver's license at a certain age, just like building responsibility, I think helps build character as well, right? But at the same time, too, when you're in a position like where you live in a affluent neighborhood and you're driving a nice car and you go to a private school, like you sort of start to internalize, especially at a young, impressionable age, that this is how life should be, right? And that anything below this is unacceptable, right? But it's tough because like you can only help those people so much, right? You can only help build their character so much. There is gonna come a time though where they realize, oh shit, I'm on my own here.
Yeah.
There's no mommy and daddy to hold me down anymore. I gotta do this shit for myself. And it's what they do at that time really that makes or breaks somebody, Because there's a lot of people that are from really nice neighborhoods and stuff like that, really great upbringings and like everything was given to them, and yet they still end up on the streets, or they're become a crack addict or a homeless person. It just happens so often, right? So yeah, I do agree that struggle builds character, but it doesn't define character. I think it's a personal journey that people go through.
I also want to say one thing.
Just saying.
There's different types of struggle,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like if I was to still provide my child opportunities because of the wealth that we have, right? I still think they would experience struggle, but in a different format. They would start off on a different level. You know how we started level 1 struggle? I still think, let's say let's say my kid wanted to be a director. Like, I would try to get them into schooling to become a director. They would obviously have to get the grades themselves, right? That's one. Two, they would obviously have to put their foot in the industry. That's and walk up to, like, get up the ladder, climb up the ladder, right?
Right.
I think there's different levels of struggle in which when opportunities provided to you where you don't have to worry about level 1 struggle. They can start off on level 5, They can still build character with similar traits to what we're used to, but at the same time, give them a different place to start off at. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I have an example I wanted to give you guys, actually. Like, say you're a kid, let's paint a scenario here.
Okay.
You're well off, alhamdulillah, you're doing well in life, and you're able to give your kids a life that's much better than yours, right? Say your child comes to you and says, instead of going to a private school, I want to go to a public school. How would you treat that?
I'm totally fine with that.
You're okay with it?
I'm not okay with it.
And why not?
How's that?
Oh, wow. Look, I said I'm okay with it.
And now, like, yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Don't
Sorry
worry.
about
Go
that.
ahead.
I had a terrible night's sleep. Lumpy ass mattress.
Okay.
I'm not okay with it because it's like, yo, I came up in the public schooling system. It's not great.
It isn't.
No.
Yeah.
It's not great. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But granted, if that not great system built me,
How can you?
wow,
Yeah.
that's tough.
Yeah.
At the same time, they are kids. I think it would need to be what stage of their life are they at?
Let's just for sake of
I'm assuming a middle school kid.
Yeah, let's say for conversation, it's a middle school kid, and they're like, I'm done with the private
what is their
school.
reasoning though?
Like, they want to be with the regular kids,
The regular kids?
Mm-hmm.
Or is there a friend group going there?
Maybe.
Like, you know what I mean?
Maybe.
Would you let your kid, especially if you're in like a higher class society, would you let your kid hang out with kids who are like have less money?
100%.
I would encourage it actually.
I would actually.
I would encourage it
a little
actually.
bit.
I just
bring
hope
them
they don't
over
take
more.
advantage of them though. That's my only thing. Because imagine you have the rich friend and you like, let's say they get the new game or they get the new, like, you'd always want to go to their house, or I just hope they understand that you're not being taken advantage of, But 100% I would promote it. Be like, if you be friends with whoever you want to be friends with, just know that you come from a different like class in terms of like wealth. Just know, don't be taken advantage of as such, That's my only thing.
I would say yes, because I feel like that would give me some kind of, I don't know if this is real or it's just me being delusional, but that would kind of give me some sort of clarity that, okay, my kid at least sees the difference in people or characters in people, that they want to be alongside more normal, average people rather than entitled people or entitlement. So that would give me some kind of grace, like, okay, you're doing well for yourself, so I would let that happen, mind you, I'd be very, like, on their ass about, like, staying the right course and not hanging out with, bad people and shit like that. But yeah, I think that's a good sign for me. Like, if my kid wants to go to a public school, I'd be like, I came from the public school. Come on, man, let's do it.
I would be a little hesitant because I would want better for them. So they would have to give me a solid reason, But let me try to play devil's advocate. Would you guys feel like failures if you felt as though your kid didn't have good character?
Yeah.
I would.
Yeah.
Because obviously there's no such thing as a perfect parent. Like, you're going to fuck up somewhere. You can give your kid the world and they'll say, oh, daddy didn't hug me.
Facts.
You can give your kid, wallahi, everything under the sun and they'll still find something to bitch about. Because it's the human condition. Bin Adam on that, right?
100%.
You're always going to find something to complain about. Something's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I think for me, if I made it to a level of success and I got bread and my kid turns out to be a douche, well, first of all, that nigga gonna die. That's number one. But that nigga gonna die. And then I'm gonna die after. But
fair enough.
I would just, that would hurt me in such a way, bro.
My heart would be in the worst place. Like, you could take every dollar away from me at that point. If I could just fix the kid, I'd be better off that way, to be honest with you. It wouldn't be about the dollar amount. I would not feel satisfied in life that way at all. Complete failure.
Because it's like, yo, like Allah put me on this earth to, like, do good things. And I'm putting a piece of shit out on the street. Like, if you're putting out bad product, like, you just shut down the factory.
I'm looking at it like, yo, you have one job, my nigga. Just make this you a good you,
Yeah, like, you had one job, my nigga.
Job.
Yeah.
Fuck, like, and like, that's what I'm saying. Like, getting it out the mud mentality. Like, it's not the worst thing ever, but it does hold certain people back.
Right.
And us as Somalis, as Black people, as whatever the fuck people like to label us, because I don't know, right? I don't know. I don't know what Twitter decided this week.
Facts.
But we sort of, what is it? We romanticize struggle.
We do, yeah.
Whether unintentionally or intentionally, we romanticize it.
Mm-hmm.
Like somebody was saying, "Oh, the NBA has too many trust fund babies now, or too many like upper class babies."
Mm-hmm.
I was like, "Isn't that kind of a good
Kind
thing?"
of a good thing, yeah. We need that.
Like for every kid, like a LaMelo Ball who comes from something, there's an ant who doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
For every this is actually a crazy conversation I had with my homie. He was like, "Oh, yo, you heard how Steph's parents are getting divorced?" This was last year, the year before.
Yeah.
Steph's parents are getting divorced. I said, "Yo, that's tough. That's probably the toughest thing Steph Curry's ever been through in his life."
Let's be real.
Probably,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
He said, "You don't know his life." I said, "My nigga, I promise you that's the worst thing he's been through in his life."
Yeah.
Let's be real.
And for guys like us, that wouldn't scratch the top 10.
Nah, that would be another day in the office.
That's another day in the fucking life of a goddamn boss.
Yeah.
That's another day in the office, my nigga.
Real talk.
You have guys like Steph who obviously didn't get it out the mud, but at the same time, his career he kind of did. Because nobody thought he was going to be much, right?
Yeah.
And you have a guy like Giannis who even beneath that, right?
Yeah.
So there's still these stories in the NBA, but there are more people coming up, more light skins with hyphenated names. You know what I mean? Like
the first year, like the past couple of seasons, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like you're saying, I've been seeing a lot more of the kids that grew up in the communities, the AAU product babies coming into the NBA, and it's great, right?
And I need more of them and less John Morants who are pretending.
The pretenders, right?
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
man.
relax, Demetrius. You grew up in a gated community. We know.
You saw that photo of him and his family all wearing the same fit?
Like, nigga.
The group photo?
You
guys don't even know their pops. Let alone have that photo.
Fair enough.
Like, you think I have one photo of me and my father, and it's grainy, and it's beat. And like, I'm not even looking in the photo. I'm looking off in the distance.
Be real, man.
Like, this nigga, listen, John, that I'm glad. Like, hopefully he learns from it because obviously he's a young guy. Hopefully he learns from it.
Yeah.
But goddamn, like that whole situation, just like, you are dying to be something you're not.
There's an epidemic going on with this though, man. I'm seeing it on TikTok too. A lot of these white kids from like Hamilton or like some random town outside of Toronto, huge heavy accent, walking around with the side bag. It's not for fashion. Like, dog, I'm seeing it so much more now. Like, dog, we know you're
It's definitely for fashion.
It's for fashion. Like, I've been seeing this so much. They're glorifying struggle so much more nowadays, and it's getting kind of weird because people are making it out of struggle much more than before. So we should be broadcasting that more, in my opinion. Less John Morant's, more Steph Curry's.
Facts. Because that's a guy who, even though he came from Athens, he doesn't pretend.
No.
Like, he doesn't pretend. Not to say Ja came from like a super up family, like an NBA player, but you came from a 2-parent household.
He doesn't represent the upbringing that he had.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you came from a 2-parent household. Your name is Demetrius. You know what I mean? That I'll forever hold that against him. Demetrius.
Bitch
ass nigga.
Demetrius Morant.
Come see me.
My God, have a good name.
Bitch ass nigga, come see me. I'm kidding. No, I'm a big fan of your work. But I just, we need less of that, bro. We need less people pretending like, but there's always going to be pretenders, right? There's always going to be people who are like not with it. We're going to pretend they're with it. Right?
That's the thing, yeah. There's a lot of people trying to fake it till they make it,
Which is fine.
It's just a product of
It's a
society.
different type of faking, though. Like, why would you try to fake a lifestyle that you haven't lived nor want actually?
I think with him, it's more insulting because it's like, you're a multimillionaire. We know you're not with it.
50 million a year, bro.
It's kind of like Drake in a sense too, right?
You think so?
Because he came on the scene like the heartbreak, lover boy,
Don't make fun of my goal.
and now here we are.
It's been a rough summer for you, huh?
It's been a tough summer for you.
It's been a rough summer for you, huh?
Yeah, man.
Mustard on the bee, ho.
I do like Drake with the melodies. I don't like Drake when he act tough. Let's be honest with you.
Listen, I don't mind if he's acting tough. Listen, we'll broach on the subject very, very briefly because I feel like it's been talked to death. But I am sick and tired of hearing "Not Like Us," even though it's a banger. I'm sick and tired of hearing it.
Yeah. To be honest with you, it's like it's long.
I feel like it's run its course.
Yeah, way longer than it should have gone. But when was the last time we saw that though? It's been a while.
Back to back, right? Or no, the story of Adida. But no, niggas weren't bumping the story of Adida on like that.
Not like this.
I think back to back is probably the last time.
It did its rotation for the summer, right?
It's crazy. You think about it. Back to back was like 9 years ago.
Damn.
Yeah, fair enough.
I want to say 2015, right?
Yeah, 15 summer. Yeah, I was working at the Pan Am Games, doing that security.
Shout out my boy BP.
Shout out BP, man.
That's my fucking guy.
That's
Shout
my
out
dog
BP,
too, man. He
That's
put me
my
on
guy.
game, bro.
But no, like you remember people were running that track into the ground too.
Yeah, no, that's true. It is the cycle.
And I remember thinking, yo, Drake really did a victory lap on Meek, whatever. Then, Story of a D-Don came out. He got bodied for a bit. Now, is the shock value, now that we've had some time to think about it, is the shock value of Story of a D-Don still greater than anything Kendrick's put out? Probably not, right?
I would say so. Because I thought for a good, maybe 2 weeks, a good 2 week span, I thought Drake was a deadbeat dad that wiped up or that had a kid with a thought. Bro, and was just hiding it from everybody.
It's different, though.
And then on top of that was about to do a whole Adidas press run with it. That just to me was who is this?
Kendrick assassinated his character.
Yeah, but it took some time.
No,
it took three tracks.
Now,
took three songs.
If you look anything right now, fam, if you go on any Drake post, any Drake anything, you see
they not like
the
us.
worst thing that.
No, they're gonna say predator.
Yeah, anything. That's
he a fan. He a fan. He a person. I found out he a fan means freaky ass nigga.
Freaky ass nigga.
What do you mean?
You know how he says he a fan.
Freaky ass nigga.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought.
Yo, look at the realization we hit him. Oh my god.
Yo, I'm telling you that. Yo,
I never knew, fam.
These lyrical gymnastics that I'm just seeing.
Bro, my ESL kids. Imagine they're bumping and say, "Oh, V-ho."
Oh no, man, not the kids. Once it gets to the kids, that's it's.
But yo, okay, you have to admit. The thing where he's like, yo, this guy effed on Wayne's girl while he was in jail. Gross. Because that guy put you on. Gross. The DeMar DeRozan thing, we'll talk about that briefly too, because that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Jama's right, though. I want to know how you got an entire country, probably an entire world at this point, calling the man a PDF file.
That's the worst thing you could be called, bro.
Yeah.
You're done. Man. At least being called a deadbeat father, you can step up. Be like, yo.
I'll show you I'm not. Yeah, I'll show you I'm not. Which he kind of did. He put his kid on the
So let me ask you guys, how does he come back from this?
I think it's very hard.
It's damn near impossible.
It's once you're labeled that, bro, it's very hard to come. I don't think it's possible to come back.
I don't know if you guys have seen Vitaly To Catch a Predator's streams on Kick.
Who?
You know that
YouTuber?
Yeah, YouTuber, yeah. Vitaly.
I hate that guy.
He does these To Catch a Predator streams where he'll entice some person online, think they're talking to a little kid, then they'll go on Chris Hansen style, To Catch a Predator. But that has gained so much traction, and I feel like it's based off of the whole PDF file narrative where people are like, that's the worst thing you can be called. Those are the lowest of the totem pole in terms of society, and we're going to take advantage of that. So we're in a weird timeline right now where that's kind of almost glorified, but in a negative way.
I will say a lot of these guys are beating up those guys, not because of its justice, but just because, it's content.
It is. Yeah, that's the thing.
And stay tuned because Coffee Break, we're going to be doing that in a couple of...
We're going to catch predators? Hey, yo.
Coffee Break Predator?
To catch a predator with coffee.
Oh my God. We're going to spill coffee on him, bro. Burning hot.
Some burning hot coffee. Be like, yo, you see that 14-year-old? Whoosh!
It's the coffee break.
Coffee break, bitch.
Come settle down on the big coffee couch. Hey, yo.
That's your trademark, I like.
Burning hot.
Give Stone Cold Stunner his bitch ass.
Oh man.
I'll come running in with the camera. I'll come running in with the camera. Oh,
like Maury style? Like, you know what Maury
Run after me.
Maury style? God damn. We need some commentary though. We need somebody.
I'll be there. But you know what though? I will say I used to love those with Chris Hansen. I used to love those, and I loved obviously we talked about it earlier with the Boondocks. You know the one with the Fleece Johnson. Yeah. I didn't know he was a real guy till I was grown. I didn't know he was a real guy.
Actual real guy.
He's a real guy. Fleece Johnson's a real guy. Okay. Remember the guy that won?
I didn't know that either.
He's a real guy. Look him up. He's literally looks the exact same. And the booty.
He talks the same too?
Talks a lot like that.
That's
a man's butt. Now see, I call you Chris Hansen. Now we can do this the easy way or the hard way. The choice is yours.
The craziest thing. He sounds like a Disney villain.
Bro, he is like. It's funny because
I gotta see the video.
His name is Fleece Johnson, but I think in the show they call him the Booty Warrior.
Yeah.
Now, it's not funny.
It's not.
By any metric. You have to remember we were all young watching this.
Mm-hmm.
Probably weren't old enough to be watching this.
Absolutely not. Tell you that.
But that show's hilarious.
Yo. You know another episode that got to me, and we'll go back on track. Remember the time it was the black guy who they went to the prison?
Yes.
And then
Well, I think it's the same episode, right?
Is it the
Where
same
yeah,
episode?
because
Okay.
where the lawyer guy Tom,
Yes.
Yeah.
he's in jail and he's fighting that guy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's literally fighting that guy, and then like they're
whole-
fighting in the shower.
Yeah, the whole like prison community were like, yo, we want that guy. yo.
The amount of like I don't know about you guys. For some reason I used to be able to watch Boondocks uncensored. So like they wouldn't bleep out the swears. I don't know if you guys ever used to watch it.
No,
I
mine was
remember.
censored.
I don't-
still.
When it's unbleeped out is the funniest shit on earth.
I spun back to it as an adult, so I started watching it uncensored later
It's
on.
even funnier, right?
Crazy though. I'm not gonna lie.
The guy's talking about how they're gonna. They see Tom. Tom is a lawyer, and he's like, he's a bit of an Oreo. You know what I mean? So, the guy stops. He's talking to the kids. The guy stops, and he's like, "I'm sorry, I was distracted by that pretty motherfucker over there. What's your name, pretty motherfucker?" And then he's like, I don't think that's a. And then it's like, right? He's like, his name is Tom. And he's like, you see, Tom is the type of nigga that give niggas wet dreams up in here. you see, light skin, in shape, but still soft and squishy. and then they're just cutting away. They're cutting away to like another guy. The guy's like, first I put the jelly inside my ass, then I put the peanut butter on top of it. I call it a peanut butter, jelly, and asshole sandwich. But Tom here is gonna be calling it lunch. It's so fucked up.
We watched that as kids.
Yo, we watched that as and mind you, it's bleeped. A lot of it's bleeped out, right? So, like, but you can still pick up context.
Yeah, man.
Oh my God! Listen, if there's any, do you guys know your viewership? Is there any younger people who watch this?
I think it's relatively
I think-
young adults.
Yeah, 18 to 26.
Okay,
Right.
if there's anybody under 18,
Hey,
don't watch it. I
Skip
know
this
you're
part.
going to just because I told you, but don't watch it.
skip this part.
Wait till you're adults.
Yeah.
Facts.
Wait till you're adults. It's on Adult Swim for a reason.
Fair enough.
I came up off of like Boondocks, South Park, like the real raunchy show.
Seriously, you guys.
Carmen?
Yo, that show has brought me
You know, weird
trauma
enough,
and
I was
joy.
on the other side. Like I watched Boondocks, but I was more of the American Dad, Family Guy. Like I wasn't part. I was introduced to it later.
No, I loved South Park from a young age because I remember it was number one. It was the only one of those adult shows that kids were the protagonists.
Yeah,
Oh, fair
yeah.
enough,
Because The Simpsons, the family is the protagonist. Family Guy, the family.
Mhm.
Yeah.
American Dad, the family, right?
Interesting. Yeah.
South Park, the kids are literally the leads of the show, right?
Mm.
And I loved how like it never seemed like they learned a lesson. They were on timing every episode.
Every single episode, bro.
Like I remember Stan would be like at the end of the episode, guys, I think we learned something today.
It would
You know?
Kyle or Stan, right?
Yeah,
One of
Kyle
the
or Stan, and be like, I think we learned something today, guys. And then all you see is Kenny. Oh my God, they killed Kenny,
two. They don't give.
bro. They did it for like 5-6 seasons of
Yeah.
just them killing this kid.
Yep.
Oh, did they stop after?
They
a certain
stopped.
point?
Yeah.
They stopped
Oh, I didn't
because
know
they had a whole season where he was dead.
Oh,
Yeah, and they replaced him with the other kid, right?
With Butters,
Yeah,
or was
yeah.
it Butters or was it
I
Tweak?
think it was
or-
Tweak. I think it was
Yeah.
Tweak. I don't think they had a little bit of a cycle actually. They went through
They had
Tweak
Butters, Tweak. Mind you, I only learned what the word tweak was because of him.
because of that show, right?
I learned what the word tweak was because of that.
fair enough. Okay.
His dad owned a coffee shop.
And the kid's super caffeinated.
Consistently drinking coffee as a kid,
espresso?
and always tweaking.
Fair enough. Okay.
Like, no, listen. If you want to experience joy, go watch South Park.
As an adult,
Wallah, as an adult, it's
Some
even
of the
better.
greatest
Okay.
writing ever, though.
really?
They have such great writing.
And you will respect my authority.
Low key, some epic moments too, man. But they did cross the line a couple of times, bro. And they started.
Cause my bitch to the big fat bitch to the biggest bitch to the whole
I
world.
heard they make fun of everything. They make fun
Oh,
of
everything.
Nothing is spared. Nothing is spared.
Jeez.
I will say though, there's some bitches too. You know why? Cause they did an episode where they tried showing Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam in an
That's what I was gonna
episode,
get into. Yeah,
and
They pulled the plug.
They because they knew they're like, yo, Muslims don't play this shit.
yeah.
Facts, yeah.
They don't play.
They tried.
They tried
They
it,
tried.
but they're like, yo, they don't play.
Couldn't do it. They couldn't do it.
Facts, yeah.
Because like they basically took like all figures in like religion.
Yeah.
Like they took Jesus and they took like
They put
Buddha,
them
like
all in,
and like
a group,
and
right?
made them like a super group fighting crime.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Unreal.
Which granted is not nasty in its concept, but it's still stupid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you know us, we don't show him.
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure we're not allowed to like draw him or whatever,
Yeah,
right?
No representation. Yeah.
Because there's no physical. There's just a description of him, and even that's not super
Yeah.
descriptive,
Mhm.
right? There was that French magazine that like tried drawing him, and that city went to flames.
They tore him up, eh?
Yo, this was almost a decade ago, right? It's
Yeah.
called Charlie something.
The fact that I remember I was in high school at the time.
Yeah, no, like bro, they
in Canada.
bro, they spun the block, and that's why France like they are very Islamophobic, but it's because there's and the emphasis of that part is phobic.
Yeah.
Mm.
They are scared of Muslims over there.
Facts.
They don't want no smoke. And rightfully so.
100%.
Right now, the Olympics thing that happened, you guys seen it?
The Muslim, yeah.
Well, was it a drag show, I think?
Oh, you thought the
opening scene.
Yeah, it was a drag show,
Yeah.
and they're like, what were they, mocking like the Last Supper or something?
Yeah, with the blue guy, right?
Apparently, a lot of people took it as that, but I heard there is another perspective. The people who actually did it, it wasn't supposed to be based off the Last Supper, but it was supposed to be based off of something else that happened. But a lot of people, that's their first connection to it.
I mean, I saw a picture, and that's what I thought too.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. Until I saw a TikTok video where someone was breaking it down. It wasn't actually based off the Last Supper, but that's what the first thing people thought about, you know. And Olympics had to come out and be like, "Yo, we're sorry."
And it's funny because, like, you know, you read the comments and people are like, "Yo, why do people mock Christianity?" Da da da. And you see Christians in the comments saying, "I dare them to do this to Muslims."
Oh, it's over for them, bro.
That would be
over for them.
Bro.
It's over for them.
Yeah.
And mind you, I don't want people to fear the faith. I want them to respect it more than fear it.
Yeah.
But some people, fear is the only thing that works.
100%.
It's the respect.
I don't advocate fear, but some people, fear is the only thing that works.
Yeah.
There's something different about the Islamic community where we have such a high regard and respect for Islam that I don't think is translated in other religions as much.
Well, it's funny. You know, I read the comments. You know, people are saying, "Oh, the reason they do this is because in our faith we're taught to turn the other cheek. You turn the other cheek, you'll get slapped. You dumbass."
Fair enough.
Let's be real, man.
Like, you're gonna get slapped.
Oh man.
I'm pretty sure you turn the other cheek to people who respect you. If they've wronged you, they've wronged you. But you can't continually. You're gonna run out of cheeks.
Facts.
100%, yeah.
Facts.
You only have 4. You're gonna run out eventually.
And you count the bottom two too?
Yeah, you know what I mean? You only have 4, you know what I mean? Because I imagine you're gonna ba-ba, and then you're gonna go ba-ba.
Ba-ba, yeah.
Although there's some freaks who slap it from like the top.
Oh.
Do you know how painful that is?
Hey, yo.
No, I remember, listen, I did that to my nephew once. Yeah. I just went, like literally, like his butt's, that way. He said that was the most painful.
Another kind of pain right there, right?
Yo, I don't recommend it. It's painful. I don't recommend it.
It's the velocity you're coming at it.
Bro, it's just the angle is like, it's bad, man. It hurts.
It'll kill you, man.
But no, I think it's one of those things where it's like, of course you have to practice forgiveness because forgiveness is very important. Right? I think it circles back to what we're talking about. Like, human beings, we're so hard on ourselves and we could be so unforgiving towards ourselves, so we express that unforgiveness towards others and that rudeness and that toughness to others. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think people should really practice looking at life in a third-person perspective, in all senses. You know, it gives you some sense of like realization of what's real and what's not. You know, so yeah, to kind of circle it back to our original conversation, man. Like, there's ups and downs that you're gonna go through. You know, and nothing that you run into should be like the end of the world. You know, all these things are inevitable. Allah ya'lam, as they say, right? So take what you can get, the life experience, and grow, prosper. You know, be somebody, be something. You know, because there you can be you can catch yourself getting confined to a certain ideology, person that you don't think that you should be, and that could be your demise. You know, or you can be a guy, you can be a woman. You know, you could do something with yourself. So just take that and run.
My favorite Twitter interaction that I've seen in the last couple of weeks is like, you know, guys and girls will be DMing each other. The girls will be just like, "Oh, I'm just a girl," and the guy responds, "Let me know when you're a woman then."
Oh, okay.
I said, you know what? That's misogyny used right, my friend.
That's actually, not gonna lie, I'm gonna have to steal that bar.
I'm using it. That's misogyny.
I be seeing that I'm just a girl bar.
I'm just a girl.
Yeah.
Right? It's the new version of Mesquite Girl No Shoes.
There it is. Yep.
You know what I mean?
That did its little run.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
I'm just a Mesquite Girl, no shoes.
You know what I mean? It's like you're proud of being shoeless, you freak. You're proud of that? Go to Payless. They're like $20.
My girl.
They're out of business.
They went out of business?
Yeah, they're gone, bro.
They're bankrupt.
No.
Oh no.
People
people are really paying less. Holy shit.
I saw what you did there, fam.
Funny story that they did a social experiment about a Payless shoe store where they kind of dressed it up as like a fancy store opening new on like Wall Street or whatever, some kind of high-end street, and all the items in there were from Payless. They jacked up the prices and niggas were coming in there buying it. Oh, this looks great. Only $560? That's a steal. Buying it, not knowing that they're buying a $20 shoe.
No, I remember I went to Payless once because my sister, this was like back in like 2003. My sister went there and they had like a deal where like you buy 2 pairs of shoes, you get 2 of them free.
Facts. Those are the days, man.
Where I went in there, I got me some Brooks. You guys ever heard of Brooks?
No,
Brooks.
Brooks. Brooks.
Yo, you were in Brooks?
Yo, it's kind of
Yeah.
yo him. Of course you would know that. Fashionista. Of course you would know that. Slim knows his stuff, man.
Come on, man.
I remember I took that. My cousin seen it and he's like, "Yo, Brooks."
Yeah, man, hits you with
throw
the.
that out.
I said, yeah, Brooks is tough, right?
Man.
I swear, Jama, look up Brooks after this. I promise you, they had a chokehold in the 90s and early 2000s. I promise.
Okay.
They were around, man.
I remember though, he tried to convince me. He's like, listen, Brooks says it's not bad. You know, I would say Nike's the best. Adidas right next to them. Brooks probably better than Reebok though.
Oh no.
That nigga was lying.
Facts, bro.
Now, granted, I don't know in Big 24 if people wear Reebok. Does anybody wear Reebok?
I think the questions are
I have
back.
one. I have a pair.
Yeah?
The questions are kind of back, but they're still at the
Would you wear Reebok clothing? I seen like a homie of mine. He was wearing like a Reebok windbreaker with the logo on. It was tough.
It's not that bad.
No, the thing is, like, their logo is like kind of nostalgic, you know. So in that sense, yeah. But like, if they're spinning with the new Reebok logo, I'm gonna have to vet it first, you know.
You know what they need? They need a Giannis or a superstar at that level to bring them to life.
You know how Kawhi went to New Balance
Mm-hmm.
and revitalized them? They need something like that, right?
Yeah, like imagine if they poached like a Giannis or a Jokic from wherever they are.
To be honest, yo, like,
One of those guys could revitalize that brand.
Bro, didn't Joel go to Skechers? Which
He left Under Armour to go to Skechers.
Yeah, like you just gotta give him more money to come to Reebok. You know what I mean?
And then Joker left Nike to go to some other Chinese company.
Well, anybody in the world would pay that nigga $1 billion.
you know what's crazy? You know how you said you got the 2-for-1 deal at Payless? Me and my brother, when we were kids, shout out to Elias, man, ride or die. We went to Walmart and they had a deal for Shaqs, right?
Yeah.
We bought the 2 pairs of Shaqs, but mine ended up getting demolished like in like 2 months, and his spun around for like a good 8-9 years, bro.
Whoa.
I don't know how the fuck that's possible, but shout out to Shaq.
Quality.
You know, Shaq made shoes for moms to be able to afford them for their kids.
Yeah, their shit was like $29.99.
Why did we not respect that?
You know what it is, man?
And it's crazy. Even when I was old enough, like I'm like 14, 15, I'm old enough to understand, I still didn't respect it.
Let me answer your question with the question, fam.
Go ahead.
Why were niggas wearing Gucci belts on their heads?
On their heads?
That's a great question.
That was a thing.
Right here?
That was, yeah.
Yeah, to show the look. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
I remember
that was a thing.
I remember that.
Okay. It has to be like you're looking at my face. Here's what I have. You know what I mean?
I used to see niggas posting pictures, a wave cap or a do-rag on, the Gucci belt on, Ray-Bans, and then a polo.
Okay.
And then another Gucci belt holding up the pants.
So let's talk about this. I feel like this is a great segue. What's the most diabolical fashion thing that you used to see people do? Can I start?
Go ahead.
Yeah, go
Give
ahead.
me yours.
I think for me, what was diabolical, and I'll do one for guys and one for girls.
Okay.
So for the guys, what was diabolical for me was guys walking around like with like LeBron shoes, like LeBron basketball shoes, and like joggers. I thought that was weird as hell.
Oh, yeah, I'm one of those.
I know you were. I know you were. I'm talking directly to you.
I did. I had the 15s as like ball shoes, and I also wore them as normal shoes. You know.
Bro, I would see him at York wearing that.
You're a psychopath.
I would see him.
You're actual
Fair
psychopath.
enough.
You know, and then for girls, and this is more of a Somali girl thing, and they're gonna know exactly what I'm talking about. They're gonna be in the comments saying this fucking freak. Somali girls had an era for like 3 years where they all had this one olive jacket.
Yeah, yep,
This one fucking olive jacket.
And the
I don't know
Uggs, right? Yeah.
What? This one olive jacket in particular. It was like a longer jacket.
Forever 21 or something like
It
that.
had to have been either from Forever 21 or
I know
Aritzia or some
exactly what this
bullshit.
guy's talking about. My sister
What?
had it.
Why did all of you guys run that into the ground? Somali women, I'm talking to you. I know you watch the pod. We have 1,000 subscribers. Keep subscribing. Why did you do that?
It was the olive jacket, the ombre hair, and the Uggs.
And the nude lipstick.
And the nude lipstick, man. That was a whole era. I'm not gonna lie.
That's what I mean.
Somali girls were in a chokehold.
Niggas were wearing foam posits. Like it's like I'm like, why?
Yo, do you remember the era of imamuds being swag fam?
You're so nasty.
This guy's talking
You were the
about
forum? You had the foams?
I ain't gonna lie, they're bringing back the Galaxy ones, and I might buy them.
Yeah,
I
I'm
might
not gonna lie. That was my dream wish list shoe.
They're coming back. They're coming back.
Until I hit puberty.
But what did you say?
I was asking you, do you remember the imamuds being
Drip.
swag?
Oh my god, I remember that. I'm a proprietor of that.
Really?
I'm one of the victims.
Yo, they had me rocking an imamud with a button up that was a flannel
Interesting.
with khakis on and Vans
Do you remember
with a good wood chain.
Yo, first of all, no Diddy.
No Diddy.
Goodwood.
Hey, yo, hey, yo.
I literally said no Diddy. No
Hey,
Combs.
yo.
My bad.
No Combs. I said it. I said it.
No.
No Combs.
Okay.
You got me on that one, though.
No Combs. But when you had that chain with the wood one, like whether it was like an Africa one or like, you know, I had a Chicago Bulls one that was tough.
Mine
you know
just
what I
said
mean?
Pow. The Big Sean.
I had an OVO one that had the owl on it.
Oh, shit.
Listen, I was a guy.
Yeah.
Remember the Tisa snapbacks?
The Tisas, man.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Those are the days, bro.
And like, so which one of these fashion things? Okay.
I
Which one of these fashions would you revisit?
Yo, they need to bring back the polo era. The polo era.
That's interesting.
I need the matching polo hat.
The Loren, not the American polo, right? The Loren.
Not the USS.
The Loren.
Yeah, the Loren.
The Loren, okay.
Yeah, the Ralph Lauren days. I need the hats matching the button-ups, the button-up tees,
Yeah.
and then the True Religion jeans. That era to me...
I think True Religion went bankrupt, didn't they?
I haven't heard of them anymore.
I still see a 1-2 here and
I
there.
used to hate those deep fried Instagram photos.
Oh,
True to
man.
my religion.
The Chief Keef ones?
Yeah, true to my religion. Oh, you fucking freaks.
Fair.
I hated that shit.
How about you? What would you bring back?
What would I bring? I ain't gonna lie. I would bring back the hoodies with no sleeves. Like the You're a Jerk ones. Just not maybe not like the neon colored ones,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like a black one with like, and just wear like a white tee under. Yeah,
Okay.
I'd bring that back.
I
Okay.
feel like that's a gym thing though. Like that's I see it. I still see it in the gym setting compared to not seeing it outside and about. You know.
You know one of the new boys died?
No, you're thinking of Cali Swag District.
The Dougie guys?
The Teach Me How to Dougie guys.
Oh, okay.
Two of them niggas died.
Two of them?
Yeah, one of them got left at a party and the other one died of sickle cell.
Yeah. It's okay.
Wow.
Now, why do I know that? Because I seen like a video saying redefining the Dougie.
Come on, man.
I said,
Come on,
I said, first of all, the brothers died.
Yeah, let them rest.
What the fuck do you mean redefining the Dougie?
Redefine
How
it.
do you redefine a dance?
Yeah, that's crazy, man. It's like we're doing the instead of the moonwalk. it's
Yeah,
the
no,
sun.
what, like the Cali Swag District, like the Teach Me How to Dougie guys, there's 4 of them. There's 3 rappers and a dancer. So their dancer homie died. He died like very early into their run though.
Oh, okay.
I
Okay.
was
he
so
was killed.
amazed. I was like, yeah, how did they have ops?
Damn.
Maybe it was a cat daddy.
I don't-
Okay, I'm sorry. We're not gonna get into that, all right? Grab that from the record.
First of all, I think the best dance to come out of that time, arguably, is the stanky leg. Arguably.
Yo, very underrated.
Crazy.
Very
No,
underrated.
The Dougie is the
Very
best.
underrated.
The Dougie is the most actually.
Nobody
Is your
knows-
jerk more famous than? Is the jerk more famous than the Dougie?
I don't think so.
No, I think the
I think the Dougie's bigger
popular.
still. Like
It's
the
still
dance
relevant.
is bigger. Probably the song.
I was gonna ask, what's bigger, the song or the dance?
Yeah,
Mhm.
fair enough.
So the Dougie, the dance is probably bigger than the song.
Yeah.
Whereas the jerk, the song is probably bigger than the dance.
100%.
What about Crank That?
I think that's bigger
That's
in the older
kinda like-
generation.
Hold on, but that's kind of like a perfect cohesion of the dance and the song being as
About
big as
the
each
same,
other.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, but you would see somebody do the Dougie more.
Right.
I mean, Crank That is more like a party setting where it's like a man's not gonna be out and about just cranking.
No, but I'm saying when they hear, when they hear the song, are they going to the
Imagine it's gonna be outside cranking.
Yo,
But you're gonna. I swear to God, if I go to a ball court, I'm chances I'm gonna see a guy.
that's true. It's what the crackheads are doing on the street, really,
Yeah,
right?
you know what I mean?
They're not cranking that, right? They're dug in. They're dug in.
Well, no, but I mean, I think the stanky leg is like a. I think the stanky leg stands the test of time because
It
it's difficult to do. It's
Very
difficult to do.
underappreciated.
It's actually the easiest to do out of the three of them.
You would think it is, but it's not.
Really?
Well, you know, we'll do it another time. Like and subscribe if you want to see a video of the Mandem Chinese dances. You know what I mean? Let's. If,
We will do it though. The
if
demand
we-
is there,
if
guys.
if we get 150 likes on this video,
Let's push that up a little bit, maybe 200.
200 likes. If we get 200 likes on the video, we're involved.
And Jama's gonna do it in a speedo.
Hey, yo,
Okay, that's crazy.
Yo, relax. Why you put me in there? But Big Bukhar do it, bro.
If not, you're gonna get a Mukhtar ASMR video.
Oh, whoa.
If we don't get that, you're gonna
Don't need
get
that.
Mukhtar. You're getting a Mukhtar. The streets need it. You're getting a Mukhtar ASMR video. Shout out to my bro.
Shout out to
100%.
Mukhtar.
But no, moving forward from that,
Mhm.
you know, we have there was a time where the folks had a stranglehold.
Yeah.
Stranglehold.
You
Right?
remember to hit the Quan?
Hit the Quan, stranglehold. The
Mm.
dab, stranglehold.
Yeah. But that one was big because it was big in the
Migos.
white community too.
The dab?
Because anybody could do it.
That did transcend race.
Yeah.
To be fair, they weren't doing it right though. They're like
They
tucking
weren't?
their whole body into it.
No,
Like
you're right. but it was one that more people could do. That's why it was, in my opinion, bigger in its time.
Once it hits the office buildings,
Yeah,
that's how you know it's transcended.
100%.
Nah, you know what? I loved the variations people would put on these dances. Like my cousin Mo, shout out to my cousin. My cousin, whenever he would dab, he would never like do it. Wallah, this is what he would do. Like we're in a party, bitch, dab. He would just be like this.
Oh,
Just a nod.
That's kind of hard.
Just a nod. Just a nod.
Just,
Whoa.
That's actually kind of hard.
That's kind of an innovation.
and yo, mind you, he's not a dancer or
No.
anything like that.
He might have something with that.
Bro, I knew he had something because you know that song Fisher? You know?
Yeah.
Bro, I seen a video where they're doing it. They're just like, for sure. I said,
No.
and I sent it to him. I said, yo, that's
Hey,
your
Mo.
move.
Hey, Mo. Yo, copyright.
Yo, Mo,
trademark,
I'm
man.
proud of you, brother. Listen, I'm giving you your credit. I'm giving you your flowers now. I love you, bro.
Shout out, man.
I'm telling you, every time he would bust that, I would cry. And then I would start doing that place, and it just didn't look as cool.
Yeah.
Oh,
just
They're expecting Nice to fully put his arm in the air.
no, man.
You know what I mean? I could have eczema. Like, don't do that.
I
Like,
didn't wear deodorant.
don't do that. Like, I could have eczema,
There's
bro.
so many. Yeah.
I'm gonna come back with a scraped forehead. Don't do that. Like,
Come on, man.
ugh. Ah, Hanoun,
Scratch his forehead.
Hanoun, Hanoun.
Kill you, man.
I'm dead.
Oh,
But no, I think where we're lost as a society is when we stopped dancing at parties.
Yeah. When we started becoming post up niggas,
You know,
that really hurt us. As,
like you have to remember, even the gangsters used to dance. Like lean with it, rock with it. The hood niggas was doing that.
yeah.
I remember one of the hardest hood niggas I know. But wallahi, we're at a high school dance. The guy was hugging the wall the whole time. They played lean with it, rock with it. Wallahi,
They're going
he
in.
got off the wall, gently got off the wall,
Rhythm.
walked over, looked around, threw his hand up,
Right.
and wallahi, every man's
At the same time.
at the
eh?
same time.
Trust me, bro.
Bro, I felt like that was one of the crowning achievements of my life that like I happened to be there for that.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
You saw him break, eh?
Bro, he couldn't resist it. He couldn't resist it. You know?
It's like the rhythm of
They
the
played, oh, I think they like me.
Oh,
And I was like, oh, this guy's a guy, man. You
But
know,
there were
he was
bops back
Fat Joe,
then.
you know? He used to lean back, you know what I mean?
Lean back.
When my niggas don't dance, he just pull up my pants and through the rock away. You know, I hate
But
people,
there were more bops back then, though.
There-
Nowadays, there aren't much bops. You know what I mean? Like they tried with the Tusi slide. I didn't see really that
It
pick
was a
up.
TikTok trend.
It was
for a
on
couple of
TikTok,
months.
but like I didn't see anybody outside with it. You know, but mind you, granted, it was COVID, so
I will say for that song Fisher I was talking about, there's a dance for it.
I didn't even know that. You see, it's
Like,
going over me now.
I'll send you a TikTok. Maybe
Yeah.
we'll put. I'll send you. It is one of. It's like it's borderline sus, borderline.
Because I started thinking about that when Bobby Shmurda came out. You know, and niggas
What?
started shaking
Oh,
their ass a little bit.
the shmun.
Yeah,
The shmun. I don't think the shmun.
I don't
sus,
know.
though.
I don't know, because that was the first instance for me where I was like, am I rocking with this or is this towing the line? You know what I mean? That was the first time in music where I was like, yo, because I used to go to the ends, bro, and niggas would be doing that.
Mhm.
And I'd be like, all right, guys, it looks a little bit too much like Barambur here. So let's park it a little bit, you know? Let's park it a little bit.
Can't be out here shaking it.
It's Brambur, bitch.
That's what I'm saying, guys. Like, let's park it
You
here.
know, I don't know Brambur, bitch. With the body flip.
Yo, that track, that snippet had the whole hood in the
I ain't gonna lie. I just couldn't bring myself to throw my hat into the air. I just couldn't do it. Like, you know, I saw Bobby. I just couldn't do it.
No.
That hat never came down.
No.
I didn't.
Like so, and I hate Instagram. I hate Twitter. I hate all these apps because like they steal my thoughts before I'm able to verbalize them.
Yeah.
Yo,
Right?
that be happening to me too.
Like I remember somebody said, "Yo, Bobby Shmurda is gonna free up." This is back when he was in jail. He's gonna free up and he's gonna catch the hat and put it
and just
on.
put it back on. That would have been iconic though.
You know, like an anime moment. Bing.
Yeah. You
Wow.
put it back on.
And then I
The
made
same hat too, eh?
And then I made a joke. I was gonna put it in my stand-up set, but then you know I seen it on. It resurfaced on Twitter. It was like, oh, Fat Joe leading a sermon. He's like, Jesus didn't dance. He just pulled up his pants and he put that rock away.
Come on, man.
And I was like, oh my god.
Oh, that's perfect. That's actually so perfect.
He put that rock away.
Come on, man.
And I was like, yo, imagine if like sheikhs were giving khutbas like that.
Yo.
Oh, oof. That would be exciting.
I'll
You
throw
know,
that.
you know what I mean? Imagine a khutbah being given. You know what I mean? He's saying, you know, you have to love for your brother what you love for yourself. The underdog is on top,
Yo, there are a lot
and
of.
you will shine.
Hey.
By the grace of Allah, you will shine until your heart stops.
Stop this, man.
It's
It's
Hey,
crazy,
yo,
right?
man.
No, I'm a firm believer and obviously we're not like Christians, we're not like, you know what I mean? But I'm a firm believer if they gave khutbahs the way they give sermons,
Oh,
It'd be
yeah,
nuts.
bro.
And the law said, of which of your many Lord's favors
The way they put out that
did you
accent.
deny? That's like, yo, listen. My
It's a performance.
my sheikh's gonna see this, he's gonna kick my ass. So listen,
Okay, bro.
DJ, no, I love you. I'm sorry. I gotta go kill me, man. But no, I think about it like obviously, especially the Abrahamic faiths, like they share like a lot in common, right? Like Judaism, Christianity, Islam, they're all like progenitors of each other, right? 100%. And I've never been to a synagogue, you know, because it's not my vibe.
For obvious reasons.
Right? You know what I mean? Free to Gaza. Free Palestine till it's backwards, you know what I'm saying?
Till it's backwards.
But I had a friend who was Jewish, and I brought him to the mosque once, and he was like, "Bro, this is nice." And he was telling me like, "Yo, how's it like at the synagogue?" He's like, "There's not much talking there either." I'm like, "Yeah, we don't do a whole lot of yapping in here."
Yeah.
And then my Christian friend's like, "No, we be talking in church.
That's all they be doing, yo.
We be talking in church."
Yeah.
I was on my PSP in church, and I'm like, nigga, I could never play my game.
Imagine coming in there, bro. Yeah.
I feel bad using my phone in the mosque. You're talking about playing games. I feel bad using my phone.
Let my phone even ring, dog. I'm gonna
Bro, the amount of shame I feel in my body.
My whole body is instantly going like, oh, relax.
I want to curl up into a ball the minute my phone rings. And worst part, because I have a distinctive ringtone, so like they're gonna know it's me. You know what I mean? I don't have the diddling ding. I wish I did. I have the Fresh Prince that.
Yo, my text messages anytime it goes off just goes straight up like Travis Scott. So if that rings in the masjid one day, especially if it's after an ayat, bro.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to hold back in so many emotions, dog. So many emotions.
No, I used to have a bunch of different like blinging things for like messages, especially when I had a BlackBerry, right? So whenever somebody would text me, it would be like fabulous, nice. I felt so.
Yo, that's actually
cool.
so perfect for you.
I felt so cool.
Yeah, man.
Imagine you're on a flex, somebody texts you nice, and then
that's so
like,
perfect.
That's you, and I'll be like, that's me.
That's me, dog.
I had the Rick Ross grunt though.
Oh, damn! Every text.
I had that for.
I might switch to that now.
Bro, listen, I had that. I had the Maybach music. I had so much stuff. I had a Murder on a Beast, so it's not nice.
Oh, okay.
I had Jello Beats. I had so much stuff. I had Vibes Cartel. First of all, the World Boss is free. I don't know if you guys gonna talk about it.
You know what?
The World Boss is free. I had the war.
Why do you brought that up?
A war.
The man killed someone.
Oh damn! Why you putting that out there?
First of all, yo, Slim, you're so nasty, bro.
Bro, like,
that out there?
I'm like, shout out to all the
Slim, you're
Jamaicans
so
out there,
nasty,
but like,
bro.
the nigga killed someone.
Maybe it was justified.
Possibly.
We don't know we don't know why he slumped the guy. We don't know. Listen, unless you did research on the case, I haven't done it yet, but obviously by the time this episode comes out, I'll look it up.
We're gonna be doing it.
I'll look it up.
Go do
You know
it.
what I mean?
I'm gonna do my Googles too.
If it was justified, free the World Boss. World Boss free.
World Boss is free, but like,
he dropped an album day one. He came back.
No way.
Yeah.
Bobby didn't even do that. What?
He would. He had an album ready.
Yo, he's sick though.
Oh,
he's actually ill.
He hits. Yes.
No, he's sick, like ill, like he's ill, as in like physically.
I saw his face all puffed up.
Yeah, bro, he looks like he got beat up.
What's wrong with him? You know,
something called Graves' disease.
Okay.
Something called Graves' disease. Now we're not gonna make fun of it because I don't want Frizzo to come in and slap me and be like,
yeah,
for making fun of somebody who has Graves' disease. I'm not making fun of it. I didn't know what it was until I looked it up.
Oh, interesting.
It's an actual sickness.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I mean, I didn't know he was actually sick. I thought.
Yeah, I didn't know. I thought he was just having like allergic reaction or something. Maybe it was a bad photo. Guy's face like swelled up 2 sizes, man.
Yeah, bro.
SubhanAllah.
Ridiculous.
Hopefully it gets better.
But,
World Boss free though.
World Boss is free, you know what I mean? And let this be a lesson to you guys, all the coffee listeners, all the coffee drinkers, you know what I mean? What do you guys call your fan base, by the way?
I don't think we have a name. Do we have a name? Did you ever think of one?
No.
I don't think.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's something that naturally comes.
I think they're fiends for the content, so I'll call them caffeines.
Caffeines.
Yeah, because they're fiends for the content, you know what I mean?
I was gonna make a terrible joke.
No, go. Well, own it. Do it. Own it. Own it.
This is obviously NSFW or even just not.
It's not worth it.
This 18 rated R.
No. I was just gonna say like because we're coffee and then
the fiend. We're serving the fiends.
I was thinking more so because my brain went somewhere. My brain went somewhere, and then I had to reel myself back in, right? So I was thinking coffee and then beans, and then my mind just went to beaners.
Bro.
And then I had to check myself like,
let me tell you something. You're not charging the name anymore.
I had to check myself like, hey, yo, what?
We'll just put it out there. Caffeines is on the table.
Caffeine sounds good to me, guys. Let's leave it on that.
Caffeines, caffeines is tough. I like that. So all you caffeines out there, listen. of course, go like, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. You know what I'm saying? I think, obviously, I'm so proud of you guys. If I don't say it enough, I'm so proud of you guys. You know what I mean?
I appreciate you so much for
I love the content, man. I love just watching. I love watching people be free, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like the freedom that's expressed through a microphone. I know people don't like Somali boys doing podcasts. Like John was saying earlier, like our community is so. I love him and I hate him. You know what I mean? I love him and I hate him. But I'm just happy to see brothers like be themselves. Like we don't have to be something we're not on a microphone.
Yeah. 100%.
Like right now, I think we're all being our most authentic self in and of ourselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
100%.
Or at least the most authentic you can be. Because I remember reading something once. They're like, yo, there's 3 versions of you. There's the version your friends know, the version your family knows, and the version that you know.
Right. Right.
The only you know. I guess the only you and Allah would know, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn. That hit me in such a way because I'm like, yo, here I was thinking that I'm being transparent all the way, but I'm really not.
Yeah.
And it's not that I'm hiding anything. It's just more like not everything needs to be said.
Right.
Fact, yeah.
Right.
Like not every thought needs to be expressed. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Although I do stand by it. If it's a bad joke, I stand by it.
Yeah. 100,000.
I stand by it. If it's a bad joke, you let that bitch fly. You know what I mean?
100,000. I'll keep that
But
in.
no, I'm proud of you guys, man. And I hope you guys continue moving forward. You know what I mean?
Inshallah, man.
What's the next step for you? What's next? Like what's the next big thing you guys want to do? Are you guys gonna bring back street interviews? Like when is that coming back?
That's a great question.
To be honest with you, like we have a lot of things in the pipeline.
Mm-hmm.
We're just not focused on what exactly is next. We have a sea of or list of ideas to go through. It's more so just picking the timing. What's perfect for now?
Yeah.
What can we start off now? What can we lead into? And those things. But like we are a work in progress. Like things are on the horizon.
Yeah, throwing stuff on the wall, seeing what sticks.
I really liked the street interviews. I thought they were.
Now we're definitely trying to get
They
back
were,
out
they
there.
were.
We're definitely trying to get back out there. We're trying to do it in the right way, though. Where we can capitalize, have a good time, do it in a structure where it works for us. Logically, and creatively. But yeah, I think we're our most authentic selves when we're with people. You know what I mean? Like with
Absolutely.
others and stuff like that, and interacting off of their ideas and their way of thinking and stuff. And let me also say too, before we wrap up too, man, you are a huge inspiration to us, man. Wallahi, I'm being super, super honest with you, man. Like, talk about being vulnerable and being yourself and showing your identity on your sleeve. That's truly what we would want to embody in ourselves, So, like, as an older bro, as my OG, I look up to you in so many ways, man. You're like the role model for us moving forward. And I'm so happy that you're supporting us in our journey moving forward. And you're always spinning back for us, bro. Like, I can't thank you enough, bro.
Always.
I can't thank you enough, bro. Wallahi, it's real love from the bottom of my heart, man. Wallahi, thank you.
That's my pleasure, man.
And if you want to see this guy on the pod more often, let us know. Scream it at the top of your lungs. This guy's around, man.
I'm outside, man.
He's outside.
Listen. Jama knows. He just summons me like, yo, listen. Next week, what are you on? I'm outside.
I'm there.
Ask him. I didn't even hesitate. An hour later, I responded. I'm there.
Yeah, real guy.
I'm there. Like, I'll never diss the guys, man.
Nah,
Never diss the
appreciate you.
guys.
I appreciate you.
And I can't wait to see what happens next, man. I'm really excited. You know what I mean? I will say, what's I'm gonna ask you guys this before we go. What's your favorite episode you've done so far? It doesn't even have to be like content wise. It could just be like everything that led into the episode, the aftermath. What was your favorite episode so far?
Oh, that's a great question. I feel like
Because y'all got a lot to choose from.
I
So
feel like in the past, remember, like it's like an uncalled season 1, but it was like before we were introduced to Frizzo.
Mhm.
I did enjoy those conversations that we had.
because you guys are at what 43 or 44 now?
For videos-
44 episodes, right?
Yeah, we're 44 episodes.
Okay. Yeah.
So like I think 1 to 15 or 1 to like 20.
Let's call it season 1, yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of where we just talked out of our ass and he was.
But it was good, though.
I
man.
enjoyed it.
Yeah, I love doing that.
I don't think we had context,
Mm-hmm.
but like I don't think we were fully knew what we were doing, but it was fun.
Right.
When did you guys bring Mukhtar on full time?
I think
Early
when we
on.
started coming when
Yeah.
Frizzo was introduced to
Mhm.
Shout out to my bro Frizzo, man.
Yeah, man. Allah changed the game for us. too,
100%,
man.
yeah.
Y'all come check out Podium Studios. This is the place that you want to be.
The
This
best
place-
in town.
Best in the city. Trust me.
100%. But yeah, I'm trying to think, what is my favorite episode?
I'll tell you what my favorite episode in general was when we had Fatima on,
Oh,
right? Because
yeah,
she taught me a
too.
lot about
Yeah,
like
yeah, I was
Senegal, her culture, and I was so tapped into that conversation. The best moment on this podcast for me is going to hands down remain that Beyblade segment we had. Easily, dog. I still spin back to that when I want a quick laugh, you know?
No pun intended.
No pun intended, bro. That Beyblade segment just keeps having me, bro.
Bro, do you know I was showing Jama, do you know how like infested my content got with Beyblade? I'm like, yo.
Yeah, man.
What's going on? I sent him one. It was literally the one I was telling you where it's Moses splitting the Red Sea with a Beyblade.
The Beyblade opening up everything, right?
I was
Water.
in tears. I was in freaking tears. I said, this is gold.
They had it up. And then when you told me about how they evolved after Beyblade to just the spinners, just the regular spinners, you don't even rip it or not, just spin it.
Bro,
right?
I'm telling you.
And the marbles. I actually saw the marbles on TikTok, bro.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, bro.
This guy knows, man.
You opened up a whole world for me, man. So that was easily my favorite
Beyblade is
moment.
funny because you know why? Because I was seeing more videos too. Like they had attack helicopters, not with bullets, but with Beyblades, fam. There was niggas that opened it for free.
What a world that was, man. What a
See,
world.
you know what we need to do on the next episode? We'll do like a deep dive of like Yu-Gi-Oh! And like things like that. Because if you think about it, they're saving the world with a children's card game.
Yeah.
That needs to be studied and discussed about.
little bit.
I know spinning tops is crazy, but a card game is crazy too.
Super crazy. The fact
You know
that
what I mean?
they came out of the cards, I'm like, what's happening?
And like yo, you know,
Imagine you're saving the world with solitaire.
so
That's pretty much the focus right there. That's the idea.
saving the world with backgammon.
Backgammon.
Minesweeper.
Crazy.
I would lose because I don't know how to play Minesweeper.
Yo, there was something about the.
Does anybody know how to play Minesweeper here? You actually know how to play?
Played growing up, yeah.
Okay, so
What's
bro,
the rules?
when I never had internet at AITA's crib, when I never had internet,
It was the pinball.
pinball,
And,
Minesweeper, and I'm not gonna lie, something that I'm gonna show my age here. Something called Mavis Beacon.
How do you play that?
Mavis Beacon is a typing game. Look it up.
Whoa.
Look it up.
I'm gonna have to
You'll see it, and I promise you, some party you might be ignited from that. Mavis Beacon. It's a black lady who teaches typing.
Damn, okay.
So when I didn't have internet, I would go to
Oh,
Minesweeper
yeah.
and all these things. You recognize that?
Yeah, we had this in my crib.
It came with like every like
This
it
was
came
my
with like every late 90s.
You actually
early
spun
2000s
this?
computer. Bro, imagine I had Windows 98, you know, I'm thinking I'm a guy, you know what I mean? I'm thinking I'm a guy. But we had no internet, right? So I tried playing a Minesweeper. And I would lose every time. Everything would blow up like Al Qaeda. Everything's gone. Like
Yeah.
I never so what how do you win?
You never had the fluke win
So we're
though?
on the same page.
No, I've never had a fluke
Really?
win. I've never had a fluke win.
How'd
I've
you
never had a
play?
fluke win.
Uh,
I learned how to play solitaire through that. I learned how to play pinball. I was a Microsoft Paint merchant.
You know what it was, bro? So depending on the difficulty level, and we'll wrap up after this.
Difficulty.
Depending on
Difficulty.
yeah, there was difficulty level because you can go from hard, it's normal.
Oh yeah, you're right. You can make the square way bigger.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that is true.
So the thing is, there are bombs on the page. Okay. So the goal is to touch every box without touching the bombs.
Yeah.
Every box that you touch has a number. That means in close proximity to that box, there is a bomb. So let's say there is a 1. You touch a 1, right? That means, let's say you touch a 1 at the very top left, okay? That means either right or bottom,
There's a bomb.
there's a bomb.
Okay,
You
so it
can't
tells
touch-
you how many boxes away.
Exactly, yeah. It tells you.
So if it says a 1, that means you're 1 square away from a bomb.
yeah, exactly. So you have to then touch
Is it a
another
game
bomb
of
close.
chance then?
I would
Kind
say a game of chance up until a certain
Educated guesses
point.
though, yeah.
Up until a
Mm.
certain point where then you have enough numbers on the board where you can clearly tell where the bomb.
How the fuck did you figure that out? Did you just go trial and error and just keep trying?
This guy's a scholar.
I didn't have internet, fam. I was just
He's the
going
type of guy that reads the how-to, before he plays.
Yeah.
You know those like
I
guys.
played all those games, man. I played solitaire. I played I had chess, checkers.
I used to have this one game that was just I don't know how we got it, but it was called Captain Claw.
You know, funny enough, a couple of years ago, I tried looking for that game.
There's no emulator for
There's
it.
nothing for it.
No, it's a PC game, but you have to have the CD for it.
Yeah. I would pay money. If I ever reach a level of success, I'm only asking for 3 things. I'm asking for my weight in gold. I'm asking for the key to eternal youth and Captain Claw.
Captain Claw.
3 things
all
that
you
I'm
need.
asking for.
That's all you need.
Now, mind you, all 3 of those things are impossible.
Have you ever beat the game?
Yeah,
Bro,
I have.
bro.
You beat the game?
I
I beat the game.
I never beat the game, man. See, it's unfinished business for me.
Have you ever watched bro?
I've done all that. I've watched the walkthroughs.
I'm such a loser.
Wait, you
bro.
watched the walkthroughs while playing?
No, because it wasn't around them time. The last time I played Captain Claw was 06.
That was a long time ago, bro.
I haven't played it since
around
06.
around that time too for me, but
But
right,
no,
there's no
but-
emulators.
But to end it off on a great note, my favorite episode that you guys did,
Yeah.
I think was when you had Halima on, because that's my dog. That's my OG.
yeah, that's
That's
the
my
OG
OG.
right there. That's the OG.
So
She
you
wants to come back, man.
Let's get her back, man.
Bring her. That's
Please.
my
A lot of
dog.
unfinished.
And sis, I hope you're watching it. Love, I hope you're watching it. You know, and if you guys bring her, let me. I just want to watch. I'm just gonna be in the cut in the back. I just want to watch.
Let's do
because,
it.
you're
Set that
welcome.
up.
Because I want to tell her an embarrassing story to her face. Because he knows I told her. Yo, did she laugh? Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, she was like, yo, I remembered.
Don't kill me.
It was
I said-
Quran class.
Story, Duxie?
I'm not gonna embarrass her. I'm gonna wait till she comes.
No,
here. I'm not gonna embarrass her.
He's here to defend
Fair
herself.
enough.
That's big sis. I love it.
Yeah,
Bro.
man.
But no, thank you guys. Thank you for having me. Man.
Broski, thank you
100%.
again.
Wallah, it's my pleasure.
Couch is
man.
always open to you. You know that, man. You're an extended member of the Coffee Break podcast.
I appreciate
For life,
it. I
bro.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
Reoccurring.
again.
You know, like how on shows you have a reoccurring guest?
I love being a reoccurring guest. I love it, man. I love it.
1000%, man. 1000%. So I guess we'll talk. We'll wrap it up right here.
Yeah.
You want to give our closing
I
remarks?
tell you, brother.
Okay. If you guys like that, tap in, subscribe, hit the like button, tell your friends, tell your family, tell your girlfriend, tell your wife, tell your husband, tell your brother, tell your sister.
Uh-huh.
We're back, bro. The Coffee Break Podcast. This is my brother, Nice. You want to go and check him? You want to plug yourself?
Neighborhood Nice. Go check me out at Nice Meets World on Instagram. Love. Check out Switching Gears, Sheko Sheko. Shout out to all my people, them. Love.
And I'm your brother. I'm your host, Slim. This is my other brother.
Jama.
And we are the Coffee Break Podcast. See you next time.
Yo.
Bam.